It's in here. All right, we're live. This should be fun tonight. All right, I got that in there. Let's get the Bua right there. This goes like that. All right, now I get Green River Bua. All right, I don't got a glass. I should have a bunch of glasses. I washed them all. I don't remember what I did with them. I think there might be one. All right. I can always grab a. Let's see. There's a Green River right there. All right. Ready to go all the way around. Live, thanks, welcome to YouTube. I'll get this baby started now on YouTube. Let's just make sure YouTube's all right. We should be live. I'll make sure all the sound's working. Took me a while to make the sound work on. Oh, come on. There we are. We are live. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's pretty good right there. That's pretty good right there. All right, working that. Let's get that. All right, I'll do it. Do the welcome. Welcome to this early St. Patrick's Day podcast for podcast. Join us. Let us know what you're sipping on and where you're from. Make sure you become a member and leave a super chat. All right, we're right there. Let's go. Good evening, Chad. All right, here we go. I'm ready to rock and roll. For 7:15. All right. Let's get all that up. We're waiting for CT to join us. We will get rocking and rolling. Tonight's podcast isn't early. I'm waiting for CT to join us, but I've got my preemptive. All right, everybody, we could do this quick. Middle West Spirits is a sponsor of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys in Columbus, Ohio, just about 2 hours from us. But at the same time, they just built a 72,000 square foot distillery to go along with their already large craft distillery. They've still got their tours and tastings at the craft distillery. I am still looking to get down sometime in March or April, sometime in April. March is going by so quick. We're going to be in New Orleans, but you got to make sure you check out Middle West Spirits, the Miquelon brand that they have right now, the cask strength wheat, the cask strength 4-grain wheated bourbon, and the cask strength pumpernickel rye, all on your shelves across the country. So make sure you check out Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio. And if you stop in, make sure you eat at the Service Bar restaurant and tell them that the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you. We've got Whiskey Thief Distilling Company in Frankfort and Louisville, Nulu area. Their main distillery is on Three Boys Farms in Frankfort, Kentucky, about 20 minutes away from Buffalo Trace, a hop, skip, and a jump. But at both places, they've got barrels out, 5 barrels to choose from. Usually you've got a wheat, a rye, and different aged bourbons, high rye bourbons, and it's fantastic, fantastic whiskey. But for the price of admission, you get a tour, and then they take you through each barrel. They thieve it right into your tasting glass. And if you, let's start the recording. I didn't even start recording. Okay, here we go. There we go. And if you like one, all right. If you like one of their uh, barrels, you can bottle it yourself. Hey, CT. Um, Whiskey Thief Distilling is a fantastic experience, unlike any other. And if you've ever been on a never been on a barrel pick, all you got to do is get there in either their Frankfurt or their Louisville location tasting room. Whiskey Thief Distilling Company. If you get there, tell them that the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you. And then we've got the Spirit of French Lick in French Lick, Indiana. They're Lillian Sinclair, Lee W. Sinclair, Maddie Gladden, all of them available right there from the distillery. I know. Um, and then so check out the Spirit of French Lick in French Lick, Indiana, and uh, if you get there, make sure you tell them that the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you. Great whiskey. And then last but not least, Alan Bishop, who was at the Spirit of French Lick, but is now at the Old Homestead uh, brew, the Old Homestead Distillery at Patoka Lake. They've got a fantastic experience there. But Alan is always doing his One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute on his YouTube channel, keeping that up. And he's just released one of his newest, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything podcasts, where you take the best of both worlds, the spirit world and the spiritual world, and you combine them for a fantastic podcast. You got to check it out. Alan Bishop does a great job. And there you go. That's our sponsors. And then tonight, do you actually have this bottle, CT, the Bua Irish Whiskey Black Label? What was it? Stout? All right. So we're going to do the old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel bottle breakdown of this. All right. Sound good? Okay. Now, I've got, just as a pre thing, I've got it set for Irish coffee. You're doing a special drink tonight too, right? Two? Is one Irish coffee? Tell me it's not Irish coffee. Okay, so as long as it's not, I'm gonna quick whip one up for myself because I want to be ready, rip rare, and ready to go. Nash was supposed to make it, but he couldn't make it because he got delayed, and he's not going to be home till 10 after 9. So it's me and you. We've got Stacy Stearns on right now. She's like the Bua Imperial. All right. So I've got, let's see. I got to sit up tonight. There we go. I've got some coffee going into this. You know where I got this glass right there, CT. Remember that? Last summer, the wild turkey, wild, yeah, yeah. And so I'm gonna put half of it up with, fill it up with coffee. There we go. Nice hot. Roxy was like upset because she made the coffee. So then I've got some. You can do Bailey's Irish Cream, but I'm gonna do Buffalo Trace's bourbon cream. So we're going to put some of that in there, which almost turns it instantly to that. But I always like to do a little bit of a fun thing because I've got Green River weeded. So I'm going to hit it with a shot of Green River. Let's up the game, right? You Yeah, mine's within reach too. But then I've got some. The thing is that a lot of times you put whipped cream, but now the big thing is the cold foam. So I'm just going to put some cold foam on top of that, fill her up, and I've got myself an Irish coffee to start this one off. Right? Mm, I'm just looking. Yep. Yeah. Okay, she said traditional Irish coffee just has heavy whipping cream, but I add 2 stacks Irish cream in my Irish coffee sometimes. And I get, yes, yes. And I definitely, I mean, Irish coffee doesn't have bourbon cream in it either, but it does tonight. Okay. Um, so I think we're ready. I think it's 8:30 yet? Uh, we're right at it. So let's get this podcast started. And well, it's a I got a little bit of an outline, you know what I mean? So we just did the pre-show warm up. We got our sponsors in, right? Um, so what I want so for the show itself tonight, we're going to explore the incredible history of Irish whiskey, the spirit that once ruled the world. Now that's kind of a good opening, right? So with that said, let's get recording. There'll be, as usual, a brief period where we don't have anything, and then you'll hear the theme song, and we will be rock and rolling on our way. You ready to go, CT? Did I lose you? Yeah, I can hear you. You ready to go? Oh, yeah, I didn't hear that part. All right, so here we go. Yeah, we are going to have some fun tonight. Mm. All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Let's see. Do I got it here? Oh, nope. That's the wrong one. There we go. We've got CT in the house. All right, CT. Uh, Great to have you back. It's been a little bit of time, hey? Yeah, and tonight we're going to be doing we're going to do a little bit of history on Irish whiskey, go through that, but also you're going to be making a couple drinks for us tonight, correct? All right, and then we are going to do the old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel bottle breakdown of the Bua, and I believe it's the Imperial Stout, right? That's what it was. No, it went in focus. It went. Now I haven't opened it since last. I got it. I finally got it picked up, and we've been trying to do a podcast with Martin and and Pat for a while. Again, and he's going to be in there even next week, right? He's staying for St. Patrick's Day there, right? So we're going to celebrate tonight the spirit of Irish whiskey that helped inspire American whiskey itself. So that's kind of cool. And Bert, I don't know. What are you doing for St. Patrick's Day? Are you actually? It's a Tuesday, which obviously now it falls on. I might do a St. Patrick's Day podcast because realistically, with all the stuff that's happening with me, getting off on that day is almost impossible because of the amount of time that I'm taking off in the upcoming, I've already taken off, and then in the upcoming, months that places where we're going, that day is not available for me to get off. But as far as you last year you spent it at Burns Pub for a while, right? I think you were there most of the day.
be seeing Austin there, and Ryan Benrick. Watershed is doing pours during it, but it's actually a cigar thing. The Tinderbox, which is right in Easton next to Fado, it's a Irish pub. So they bring in again. It must be an Irish thing with tents. Irish people like tents because they're bringing in a tent, putting it in the parking lot, and it's a very well done. It starts at 10:30, goes to 6 o'clock Sunday. Cigar and bourbon event. Now that Ryan is being there and doing some stuff with Watershed, so I'm going to be there Sunday. I know there's several people that I know that'll be there. That'll be a blast. Fado is actually providing the food for the event. So if you haven't been, Stacy knows because we were there one time with the lady from JJ Corey. She did an event at Fado. So there is so much going on. Playing against Boom, I gotta rep them. Dayton, Ohio. That's my stomping ground. They're gonna be doing stuff. They probably already started.
Well, we have, so why the hell haven't they, right?
It's yeah, it's crazy that I took 40 some years of my life to enjoy St. Patty's Day because I never really got to enjoy it until recently, but now it's really special. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, plus, it's like for us, it makes sense, right? It's just it's a part, and that's one of the cool parts about the Scotchy Bourbon Boys overall is that we do all whiskeys. So there's a lot of bourbon podcasts, they'll mention it, but they're not, they might make a little bit of a time, but we pretty much, I really think, what we've done, I've gone up with Matt Leisen a couple years. Koza one year made Reuben sandwiches on a flat grill in his driveway. I mean, we've had some really good St. Patrick's Day. You went up the first year with us, I believe, right? We were up there with Matt. That then now this year once again, but overall, the state of Ohio really upped its Irish whiskey game, unlike, in my opinion, any state anywhere. Wouldn't you say? I mean, there that event.
I can't imagine that anybody has done it to the level they've done it because they went and sought after distilleries that you don't see on the shelves. I mean, most of the time you walk in, you'll see a Bushmills, you'll see Jameson, obviously, but to get to where you see Writer's Tears, Waterford, what's funny is all of my bourbon friends, one of the ones like Tullamore Dew had it, and I talked about this before. But sometimes you find these odd bottles in Irish whiskey that bring people together. They like it, and like Tullamore Dew made a XO rum barrel cask, and I've got it sitting there. It's fantastic. And it was $20-some, and State of Ohio had it. It was available in Kentucky, but then it's gotten really hard to come by.
Yeah, I mean, overall though, you still walk in and some of the even so it's funny because there are still some available bottles from the 2 year ago release that they did. It's hard to believe it's been 2 years also, isn't it?
It's insane. But you're right. If you go on ohlq.com, you type in, and you're looking for Irish whiskey, you'll see some of like the Writer's Tears,
Or the Whistler. There's a couple there's mm-hmm. I think I go ahead.
I will say like the Whistler, we all enjoy this. The thing that the Whistler has that is a standard bottle, the state of Ohio, that's just available all the time. If you see it, I'm not kidding. You will be shocked. It's just the regular double. It's $24.99, I think, in Ohio. It is a really good Irish whiskey. It's smoother than even Irish whiskey's pretty smooth, but it's actually even better than normal. So
So she says Colin a kitty Colin, you tell me Clan Cola. Yeah, Klein. Oh yeah, Klein Kilty, and then Louis, the Silkies, the Whistler. She went through them all because that's what Stacy. Stacy, if it, yeah, that's Stacy. I mean, Stacy Stearns is the Irish whiskey girl of Ohio, right?
And real quick plug for like because she's awesome. And I mean honestly, if you don't know Irish whiskey and you think that we're just babbling idiots, which we are,
Yeah,
follow Stacy because she knows it. If I ever have a question, that's who I call. Four Leaf Whiskey is her podcast, and that's her Stacy Stearns. You can find her on Facebook, but she knows so much, and she is involved. Like this time of year for her is huge because she's involved in so many different things. So good to know her and great to have her as a friend.
yeah. She says also the Whistler Double Oak is fantastic, and she's like, "Aw, thanks, CT." So we
She's
agree.
right. That double up is $24.99. It is insane for how good it is. So yes, 100%. You don't have, and that's the thing. Like you don't have to spend a lot of money to get good Irish whiskey. Some of these bottles, like this Writer's Tears ice wine finish. I think originally it was $129, and I did not buy it when we were there, and I waited, and then the state of Ohio I think marked it down to 69 last summer, and I bought it.
You were just in, yeah, yeah.
And it
So
was really good, but it was 129 was like, I don't and I haven't drank that much of it, so no.
a little history on St. Patrick's Day. Like, what is St. Patrick's Day? It's like St. Patrick's was a 5th century missionary. Originally, it was a religious fast day, feast day, not fast day, a religious feast day. And then it became a global Irish.
Opposites.
What? What was that?
Those are opposites.
Yeah,
Feast or feast.
it wasn't a fast day. It was a religious feast day, and then it became a global Irish cultural celebration. Irish immigrants brought it to America, and the first St. Patrick's Day parade in America, well, the first St. Patrick's Day parade was in New York in 1762. Now that's a long time ago, right?
Absolutely.
So
What's amazing about Irish whiskey is that it is, for most intent purposes, it is the oldest spirit, dating back to 1324, when monks were distilling, and that's where it kind of got its heritage from. But yeah, I mean
yeah,
it's
the
way older than what we're accustomed to with bourbon and everything. It goes back quite a long way.
they called it Usi Beretha, water of life, right?
The water of life, and that was the monks that named it that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and
pretty
then
crazy that
go ahead.
it's just interesting that the religious side and things that come to be of spirits, from whether it's wine and Irish whiskey and things like that. I don't think there's too many people that would think that monks were who started distilling this, but it is.
Yeah, they did it what when likely when they came back from their Mediterranean travels, but then the first licensed distillery was in 1608, and that was Old Bushmills. I did not know that. Did you know that?
Yes, yeah, Bushmills and still around today. I mean, that's the crazy thing about it. Bushmills is still available today and still make several different. They're a huge brand.
Right. So Martin wants to know how leprechauns became part of St. Patrick's Day. And did you happen to see the
People like so Martin. I'm gonna just put it like this: it's people like Jeff that made American twist and added the leprechauns and all that to it.
did you like my promotion for? the podcast. Did
I am hoping to God that Rachel takes AI away from me. That's what I'm hoping.
did
One day, I'm hoping that she just disconnects that headset and now I'll use it.
did you, we all look like leopard? We're all made into leprechauns. And then did you see the fighting part? That was
I saw it. Yep. We don't look like we. It doesn't even look like us. I
well,
don't even know who it is.
but we it looks like us in the way you could tell which leprechaun is which person. But I agree. But I told it to make us look like leprechauns, so it leprechauned us up.
Is the middle person Nash or is that just a random
No,
leprechaun?
that's Nash. He's
He is so far off that it looks nothing like him.
should I?
So there you go.
Do you think I should share it with everybody? It's
But it was bad. It was bad. It was funny, but it was bad.
the fighting thing made Roxy laugh when we started fighting each other. I just thought it was hilarious. Anyways, that's
She's
the
probably just shaking her head.
so Martin says he hopes that I get it taken away from me too.
Yeah, we secretly are working on that. So
Well, maybe it'll get better. I don't know. Who knows? So
so let's
go ahead.
so we're on the topic of the Irish whiskey. Let's talk about um, there are four types of Irish whiskey, and let's remind everybody that Irish whiskey, similar to bourbon, is very much has to be distilled and aged in Ireland. So it does have a 3 year life, and it has to be in wooden casks. Doesn't say that it has to be in new charred oak containers. It has to be in a wooden cask, which is why they buy so many of the ex bourbon barrels to age stuff in, or wine, or whatever it is. But four types. You want to talk about those? You want me to?
You can.
So, four types of Irish whiskeys. First is a single pot still. So, the pot still was what was originally used back 13, I, holy crap, I guess 1324, whatever, 1608, whatever you want to put it at. That is a mix of malted and unmalted barley. So, when you see a bottle and you look at it, you're like, oh, single grain. And we'll talk about that in a minute. It is clearly marked on the bottles, just like it is with bourbon. And whether it's a whiskey or a bourbon based on what's going on inside of it. So single pot still, then you have a single malt, and a single malt is 100% malted barley, which we have single malt bourbons. So similar to that. The big thing that changes is with single grain. So this is a single grain. When you go to single grain, that is a column still instead of a pot still. So it is the column still, and it is used with various grains. So it can have corn, it can have wheat. Obviously, with Irish whiskey, that stuff isn't as available as barley. So don't know how much it is in there, but again, that's what it is. And then the fourth one is a blended, and it's a mixture of all of those. So the other thing that's important to know about Irish whiskey is most, not all, most are triple distilled, and they triple distill them for smoothness. They want to make it as easy drinking as possible, which is kind of funny because I find that very true with Guinness. The beer is so smooth and it's so easy to drink. It's similar to the Irish whiskey.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. The, the pot still aspect of it is unique amongst itself. I don't know when what did you think of it when before we got into whiskey the way we did? What was your take on Irish whiskey? The Jamesons of the world, even there's a lot of Irish whiskey out there, but I mean, how much did you besides St. Patrick's Day did you ever have any Irish? What was your opinion?
During St. Patrick's Day was the only time I drank it, so I can't say it was something I loved, but I didn't drink a lot of other things either. But I think go away from just so much corn and caramels and vanillas to go to something with some different fruits and different flavors. So for me, it was a chance to expand my palate. And now I really do enjoy anything from the 20 some dollar bottles up to the $100 some bottles of Irish whiskey. Uh, One of my favorites is Jameson 18 year. And I know you have an older one, but I think Jameson 18 for $199 or $189, whatever it is in the state of Ohio, is one of the better drinking whiskeys. It's just fantastic. So, but it took a while to get there. It's not something just overnight that I was like, oh man, I love that.
Well, my brother-in-law is Irish, first generation, came from Ireland, uh, and fantastic guy. So what would you say? I had a little bit more than just St. Patrick's Day when it came to Irish whiskey or, Guinness. Uh, a lot of times we ended up in the pub. Now I will tell you, there's a bunch of times because of the Irish pub that we would go to in Milwaukee when I was younger. I drank a lot of Irish whiskey that I had no idea what it was because they would they would just buy me Irish whiskey. A lot of times it was Jameson, but there were times where I can tell you I had a lot of Irish whiskey that I had no idea. So when we went to Galena, I was very familiar with that. Plus, me and Young Nose had done a couple St. Patrick's Day podcasts before that. I think that, and but so I had some Irish whiskey. The one of the best ones I've ever had, honestly, it was the Bushmills 10 year from, I think it was like 2022. I mean, it was so good on that podcast. Um, but Irish whiskey hits me hard. That's one thing I know now that I'm uh, drinking it. I really have to watch out for it because it's a lot of times it's 80 proof. It's not, but the proof doesn't. With Irish whiskey, it has nothing to do with how fast I can get drunk off of it. It's just something about it. The way my body processes it is way different than bourbon. So, but though that
One thing
Bushmills 10 was good.
was the red label, wasn't it? Is that their in here?
Yeah, it
It seems
has.
like it is red.
Yes, yes, I believe so. I can see the bottle. I definitely. And then you
Um,
go ahead.
Go ahead, finish.
And then when we were in Galena, you picked up the Teeling, and I already had some Teeling, and we did the podcast after that, and that kind of then Ohio got excited, and me and you both were very excited, and then we found how ironic, or not ironic, but how lucky are we to have an Irish whiskey right here in Columbus, Ohio. I mean, you're talking about Burns, and then you've got Martin Kennedy, who used to be Mr. Tullamore Dew. That's what Ann Dimick refers to him as. But that is kind of cool to be able to have that, right. That kind of got us into it a little bit more too. We did that one podcast right from the distillery, right? I think it was right
Yep.
before.
And Stacy Stearns, who's watching, Stacy came and I think that was the time we had done that. I invited her to come along and she sat there the whole time. She didn't want to be on, but she sat there and again was a knowledge just bomb. She knows so much about it. But I, you know, I everybody knows I am 100% local as much as possible, and to know that there is an Irish whiskey company, a brand that is 20 miles from my doorstep is just insane. Like I had no idea, and I
Nope.
don't think a lot of people do. I don't think people see Bua and they think, "Wow, what is that?" I think a lot of people are like, "What is that?" So for the fact that that is a brand created by a guy from Tullamore Dew and a guy who owns Burns Pub, and they come up with such a great Irish whiskey that is rooted right here in
S- Stacy said the 10 years green and the 16-year Bushmill is red. Okay. No, she says Bushmills 12 is blue. Is it bad? She goes, "Is it bad I know the labels?" No, it's not. Thank you for being on, Stacy. And then also, Stacy, my question is, what is your favorite? I tasted the 10 that time and it was very, very, very good. Is the 12? She's like, she's joining with a pour of Killowen rum and raisin. Well, and then there's Redbreast, right? I mean, that and talk about rum and raisin, right? That 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 10-year Redbreast is phenomenal. Well, we're almost ready for that. I will say that just from the Irish history, the Irish whiskey was booming, and then it collapsed. And one of the things that caused it to collapse was the Irish War of Independence, British trade restrictions, prohibition in America, Scottish whiskey blending innovation. Those made it Irish whiskey. It nearly disappeared. By 1980, there was only two distilleries remaining in Ireland, and then now we've got Redbreast, Green Spot, like you said, Teeling, Bua, Powers, Bushmills, all exploding. So there's over 40 distilleries now operating or planned in Ireland. So yes, now we are on. I'm right on. You were right. Oh, CT, you were so close because we're on segment 5, and we are talking about the old Louisville barrel bottle breakdown, the old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel bottle breakdown. Why don't you give us an update because you've been down there of the old Louisville Whiskey Company's, you know, what's happening down there with Amin.
Just whatever. But Amin actually bought one right up front, right on the road. It is turned into his new facility where it is 6 stories, barrels aging. That is his new facility. So they are almost moved in completely, and barrel picks are done there now, and now the tours are starting to make their way over there. So I can't think, the iconic things of like going to Buffalo Trace and seeing that it's awesome, but to be in that old Seagram's distillery, to ride the elevator that was used in 1938, that is still being used today to move barrels up and down 6 stories,
So when are we planning our so is he gonna have a grand opening or has is he just gonna slowly
He's talked about it. I know that it's something he wants to do, but I don't know that he's put a date together yet. But definitely we should. If not, we'll just go down and do a Scotchy Bourbon Boy Day.
yeah, to promote
Maybe even talk to Amin about doing a takeover. We just do a huge party, invite everybody who's a follower that wants to come down and be a part. They get a ticket, come to it, and we just have a huge party at the new facility and just make it a complete Saturday deal.
I mean I'm up for that. We just have to set the dates. I mean, me and you have been in Kentucky doing separate things at the same time. We're doing so much.
Do you see he has couches?
Of
Do you
course
see
I
he has couches?
wait. I see. I've seen you on the couch.
Those couches are amazing. I want those couches in my
Aren't
house.
those? Aren't
The
those?
Rick couch?
Isn't that the? Isn't that the same couch that he had at his old place though?
Not. He hasn't moved that couch yet because he still uses that couch on Saturday mornings.
All right. All right. So, Amin's doing fantastic things. I can't wait. We've been a part of this almost from the start. The only bad thing is there what's the chicken yum yum sauce and
Yep,
pollo
Yummy
chicken
Pollo is
yum.
not far.
Okay, so there's another one close, or is it the same one?
No, Yummy Pollo is still not that far from his original location is only 10, 12 minutes from the new one.
Okay, so it's
So it's not far. But there is he opened me up to north of Bourbon. Have you been to north of Bourbon?
no.
You sit in barrels. The barrels are like your table is in a barrel. Holy cow, that's amazing.
There you go. There you go. Lots of stuff happening, that's for sure. Lots and lots and lots happening. All right. So this is the Old Louisville Whiskey Company's barrel bottle breakdown.
Breakdown.
There you go. And the barrel bottle breakdown scale is based off of knocks on a barrel, and it's based off of nose, body, taste, and finish. On the nose and the body, you can get up to 4 knocks on the barrel with this bung hammer. And then if you taste and finish, you can get up to 5 knocks on the barrels for a total of a score of 18 for a perfect whiskey or bourbon. But if there's one category that's exceptional, you can give it a butt up. So the perfect excellent whiskey or bourbon is a 19 out of 18. So are we ready to go? Right now we're doing, you want to give the details of this, I believe it's it is Irish triple distillation for sure, right? I believe so.
So
Yes.
real quick backstory before we drink it because it is kind of cool. So this was the original one, and Martin had done only the one cask of it. So down the road from where he is doing distillation and getting everything barreled in Ireland, he has a brewery that had some imperial stout barrels, and he asked them to do this, so he did it and released it 3 years ago, and this sold out so quick it was crazy. The state of Ohio, you can see on the side there that was an OHL2 pick, did not last long. And we talked about it. You, me, we sat down with Martin. We talked about how great that was. The tawny ports were good. The orange one, and Stacy will know the name because I can't think of it because it's
Oh,
different.
that was really good. I still have that.
Starts with an M. I can't think of the name, but anyway, it was really good. And Martin said, he goes, I think next year, what do you think about doing more of the Imperial Stout? And I said, I absolutely think for the price point you're at, it's 100% yes. everything that is just the normal Irish whiskey, but you see it a lot in Irish whiskey. Like one of the Clonakilties that I have is a barrel stout finish. One of the Whistler series is a barrel stout finish. That is definitely common in the Irish whiskey world.
Yeah, yeah, but this one, it was I was happy to be able to I was able to grab this because of the OHLQ website is so good, you know. Honestly, because if it wasn't good enough, I would have never found this. But it was as soon as it was where I picked it up, I was able to go there and get it. I don't know how fast it would have been on the shelf, but it wasn't around where, um, you know, right around exactly where in my area. But I was able to pick this up, and I've been looking forward to trying this because Martin was talking about how much he loved this. And if you remember, initially we were supposed to be doing a podcast on this. But it got delayed on this one was delayed, right? And right, and it just kind of messed up the whole schedule after that because everything had worked out except for the whiskey being here. His schedule, our schedule, and everything like that. So that was kind of funny. So, but here we are. We're going to be doing the old Louisville whiskey barrel bottle breakdown of Bua Imperial Stout Finished, which I'm excited about because honestly, I don't think I've had a beer finished, a stout finished Irish whiskey ever. So what do we got here? So what do you, okay, so the nose. It has a unique. I pick up like I pick up almost a lemon scent or a lime, but underneath that,
If it's a lemon, it's a lighter.
what those Italian lemons? What are those? Oh, I wish I could remember what they are. They start with a C.
Like when you smell like limoncello, it's kind of like this limoncello kind of smell to it. There's a nuttiness that's somewhat got a tad bit of chocolate, but very very light.
I'll give you that. Stacy says she got a little bit of lemon on it too.
Very different from
Well,
most Irish whiskeys. So.
let's include Stacy in on this. If she's got it in her glass, feel free to give us your analysis and we'll barrel bottle break it down with Stacy. All right. So that what are you going to give this on the nose out of 4? I mean, I always find it tricky, and I know you do too, to be able to what would you say? Ah, to be able to figure out the comparison of a nose between a Scotch and Irish whiskey, a Japanese whiskey, and then bourbons and ryes, because they're so different in their categories. And do you base it off of the category, or do you just base it overall of what you like and what you don't like? You know what I mean? That's always tricky for me. Bourbon is easy for me because I love caramels and vanillas and cherry, all that, those flavors. But when you get into the fruity notes of the other whiskeys, I struggle whether I penalize the Irish whiskey for not being bourbon.
I think you got to stay in your lane with it and stay in the Irish whiskey world and compare it to your Bushmills and your Jamesons and those kind of things. I think that's the only fair way to do it because it is very different. But me on the nose, what I like is that there is some complexity. Like there is the limoncello
You give the nose a 3. I've just fixed the barrel because when you absolutely pound the crap out of an empty barrel as it dries out, the hoops want to, yeah, the hoops try and fall off. I was doing I was using this hammer and I was doing some cooperage work. All right, so when I really inhale on this, I get the stout where you're saying that the little bit of chocolate. It's almost like I don't get it nutty. I get it like a burnt. Like if you burnt, like my favorite thing is if we're making bourbon balls and the milk chocolate goes too far and it burns. There's an aspect of like that. It almost does a dark chocolate, but it's burnt. So that it's not dark chocolate. Now Stacy's saying she's getting apricot. But if I take we're what I'm finding on the nose is like inhaling hard with my dominant nostril takes out, and there's almost a Skittles, like a lemon Skittle aspect to it, you know? And I will agree with you. That is a very pleasant nose. It's got flavors that I like. There's nothing off-putting, and it's above average. You know what I mean? For an Irish whiskey, a lot of times you get the barley grain flavor, which has a sting. Right, right. And it's a 2 then. But I give this a 3 also. Now, I have not tasted this. I've not tasted it yet. This is my first time. Now, the proof on this, right? They stick right to the proof on this? 94. So this has got some bite to it for most uh
It's not as much bite as the first batch. You want to know what the first batch was?
wow, that's delicious. What was the first batch?
Batch was 122.
She said the first batch was a single grain and this was a blend.
Correct. He's right.
I like the 94. This drinks.
It's super good to drink. It's got a lot of flavor. It's got enough. To me, the mouth feels good. It's all over your tongue. It even hits the top of your mouth a little bit. It doesn't really roll off the sides or anything, but it's just a nice.
Well, do you like I mean, honestly, I would say all Irish whiskeys when it comes to bodies because of their aging process and everything, they're not they're not a lot of times they're in used oak, they're in used oak barrels or it's not like a bourbon which you're going to stick that baby in that brand new 4 char oak barrel. This definitely does never they don't pick up the bodies that the bourbons have, right? It's always see that's the part about Irish whiskey that's dangerous for me is the drinkability. Bourbons for the most part, even you can get a 90 95 bourbon and it is not the drinkability usually it takes a special there's only a few select ones where the drinkability is where you could just go, 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 right? Where this goes down like water, right? I mean, it's close to water as far as how it goes down. I have no resistance whatsoever when I drink this.
It's I think it's part of that triple distillation. It doesn't have the heat to it. Like you don't get like the Kentucky hug, so to speak.
Is
You
it
don't get that.
is it like hanging with Dave at House of Commons and him giving you clicks, which like 100 times it's distilled and then it just, yeah. All right, I'll give it to you.
It's, it's different in that manner. So
Okay, Stacy, it's one. It's for the body. You can give it up to a 4 would be perfect, and a 1 would be horrible. So it's how many knocks? So with it, she said 4 out of 10. So she's probably got to go. So that's almost a 2, but does she give it a 2 as far as the nose?
she said 4 out of 10 probably is a 2.
Yeah, but I'll let her settle in on that. We both gave it a 3. All right, so the body, I'll go. Yeah, I think
4 out of 4.
yeah, she said 1 out of 4. She said it was a 4 out of 10. It's decent. So she's rating off of all whiskey. That's for sure.
But Stacy's rating it off of Irish whiskeys in a different level than we drink.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean, Stacy drinks some amazing stuff, and
She gives it a 2 on the nose. I will hammer away on that. All right, so two threes and a 2. All right, so
yeah, we need to move on.
yep, I know. Body, another 4 out of 4, and I will say the body to me is a 2 because that's just the flavor's there, but it's there. Back of my tongue, my the roof of my mouth, but it doesn't really go to cheeks or under. So I give it it's a 2 as far as the body.
Me too, as well.
All right, so it's 2-2. And we're wait. What does Stacy think of as far as? Yes.
Sugary note that comes in though on the palate that is different from some of these. It picks up some sugar that.
Well, but I don't expect you. Like I said, this has always been the thing with me with Irish whiskey that gets me in trouble is because it's a big bodied bourbon or a big bodied whiskey a lot of times controls how much you're going to be able to drink because you're sipping. But I mean, I this bottle could be gone tonight.
Don't I know?
Yeah.
Don't drink with Martin because Martin will kill you.
Right. So we both gave it a 2. We're waiting for Stacy. Oh, Stacy's it's underneath a like. Okay, let's do this. She gave it. I'd say a 2 for body 2. She gave it a 2 too. All right. So taste. Now, I really think again, I don't look for long, especially though I don't look for long finishes on an Irish whiskey. That's just kind of not what Irish whiskey for the most part is. There are some. I'm not going to say that there aren't, but I will say the taste is the strongest always. So what are you going to give this as far as taste, CT? I mean, the taste is better than the nose by far. You could give it out of 5. We're up to now. We're into the 1 to 5.
This is the bad thing. For me, I like this a lot because it follows. I like the beer stout note that's going on. Now, not everybody. Stacy's going to disagree. I'm going to say she likes the standard, the regular grain flavor. But I like this finish, so for me, it's a 4.
So you're going to give it a 4 out of 5. Up there went 1. I'll have to hammer that back up next for the next one.
Stacy's sitting there. She's thinking, I'm never talking to him again.
All right. So she goes. She's She said, I'm going to have to give you a sample of short cross rye and malt. It's 66%. It's not a hug, it's a gut punch. Anyways,
I've never even heard of short cross.
I know.
That's what I mean. We don't know these things.
Yeah. So, anyways, if we were smart, we would have had Stacy actually on the podcast tonight. Maybe stick around a little bit afterwards for the after party, Stacy. Um, I'm gonna give it. I will give this to on this one. All right. I love the Imperial Stout. It's almost a Guinness in a whiskey. You know what I mean? What you love about that creaminess of a Guinness, it's in a whiskey. So I will agree with you, CT. I'm going to give it a 4. Stacy, she gives it a 3.5. It's good. Some very nice finishes. Just and we don't do halves, so I will round up for her, and Stacy gives it a 4 too. All right, the finish can be up to 5. I don't think it's not a 2 finish. It's a what would you say? It's short.
It's a 3.
Yes.
In an Irish whiskey, to me, it's a 3.
Yeah, I would say it's a 3 as far as a finish. And I'm waiting, and she gave it a 4 and then a 3. So we give it 2 threes. I think we gave it the exact same thing, didn't we?
We did.
We started off with a 2 out of 4. Then we went to a, then on the, no, we started out with a 3 out of 4 on the nose, then a 2 out of 4, which is 5 out of 8. And then we went 4 and 3, 7. So 12 out of 18. She says the finish is a 2. So she started off with, we both gave it she get 2, 2. So on our threes, so we gave it 12 out of 18 and she gave it 10 out of 18. So we've got 24, 34 divided by 3. 2 12s and a 10, which should be 11, 11 5, right?
11.
11. You're right. 2 2 12s is 24 and a 10. No, it's 11.333. So we'll round up to 11 and a half. 11.5 for Bua Imperial Stout Irish whiskey. So there you go. That is our old Louisville.
That price point. Price point is important too. What's that price point of that bottle? Isn't that bottle, wasn't it $36.99?
Yeah, I wanted. I. What came to me is 34, but I'll defer to your 36.
Either way, it's $30-some for a bottle that is super good for what it is. It's not $100 a bottle, but it's good for what it is.
I would tell you that if you have a fantasy sports draft, baseball draft, football draft, you open this up, and by the time the draft's over, it's going to be half to 3/4 gone. It's that easy. Yeah. It's there you go. So all right, so that brings us up to you. Let's
We probably better get moving.
yeah, this CT St. Patrick's Day drinks. Let's you take center stage here, my friend. I'm excited. I've got the coffee here, my coffee drink. I'll probably top that off while you start and tell us all about what you're doing.
Well, let me get my ice down here because, as we knew, that's the most important part. All right, so the first one I'm going to do, I'm just going to do my rendition of a Irish and you can find ginger syrup, by all means. Ginger syrup would be a better alternative to ginger beer. It's going to have more flavor, but you know what? I got to go with Freddy's. Freddy's ginger beer. It's so good. So we're going to go 4 ounces of ginger beer in our glass with ice. And I'm not going to mix this outside of it. Sometimes with this, you can mix, you can do this in a shaker before you add the ginger beer. There's things like that you can do. I'm not doing that. Then we're going to add 2 ounces, and I'm going to use the Whistler, and I'm going to use that double oak that I talked about. I really like this. I think it's a great Irish whiskey that stands up in this drink. So we're going to add that. So we got 2 ounces of that going in with our 4 ounces of beer. And then, I know they tell you 1 ounce of lime. We're just putting a half of a lime.
That's awesome. Look at that. He's using that CT. I always ask you to flex, and you just, for the first time, you were flexing right there.
Find my spoon. I lost my spoon. All right, so now, with that all being said, we're going to mix that up. Here is where I'm going to kick in. So this is barrel-aged maple syrup. I'm going to add a little bit of, because people say to people like Matt and I that maple syrup isn't always good. Maple syrup makes everything better, and especially when it's been aged in a bourbon barrel. So I'm going to add just a little bit.
We're not giving any kudos of what kind or whatever. It's just some syrup in some barrel.
So that is seldom seen maple syrup, robust edition, that was added to my barrel that I aged after it had bourbon in it. So basically, when you add the maple syrup, if everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, what's the maple syrup do?" I'm not a big fan of ginger ale because it messes with my stomach a little too much. It's a little, the acidity is different. When you add the maple syrup, it mellows this out and makes it super delicious. I'm telling you, that is a great mule. If you're drinking it with vodka, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, really, the flavor is totally different. I don't care if you do it with bourbon, but the flavor with that Irish whiskey is fantastic.
Which Irish whiskey did you use? You used the Whistler, right? Was it a?
I used the Whistler double oak.
Okay,
that, again, 2 ounces of it, 4 ounces of ginger beer, and it could be whatever ginger beer you want to use. Or if you decide to use ginger syrup, then obviously that ratio is a little different. But again, 4 ounces of the ginger beer, and then 1 ounce of lime. I go with a half a lime. I don't care. Good lime is good. You can't go wrong. Add a half a lime, freshly squeezed. Do not buy that stupid plastic container at Kroger that looks like a lime and then dump it in your drink. No. Buy the lime, squeeze them, get it fresh. Okay?
unless that's all you got. Unless that's all you got.
Listen, if that's all you have, do not buy that stupid thing. No. Buy real lemons, buy real limes, and then add a little bit of maple syrup, and holy cow.
That sounds delicious, and Stacy says that sounds amazing. So that Whistler Double Oak is what's on the shelf right now in the state of Ohio. That's right now, right?
$25.
Yeah, I think I'll be headed over for that. I mean,
I can't tell you how good it is. And the fact that Stacy even said that tells you something. That's a good bottle for the price.
I will tell you that, I love double oaked anything. You double oak it and I'm in.
Okay, so now the fun. Now,
So are we going to change up? Are we going to change up the whiskey? I mean, as far as the Irish whiskey, are you going for a different one on this one?
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we can't do the same thing.
Okay.
We got one other ingredient. Okay, so now everybody knows I'm all about an old fashioned, right?
Yep.
So we're going to take 2 ounces of our bottle breakdown Bua Imperial Stout. Oh yeah, 2 ounces of that bad boy. Pour it right in there. Then we're going to take a couple of dashes of chocolate bitters. I love Woodford bitters for chocolate. I think they have the best flavor. I'm actually going to add 3 just because I'm feeling it tonight. Then I'm going to add 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Here's the kicker. Yesterday, while everybody was doing whatever, I was making Guinness simple syrup.
Oh.
Guinness simple syrup made with brown sugar. I'm going to put a half an ounce of Guinness reduced brown sugar syrup. Oh, look at that.
Where did you?
It's easy to make. That bottle takes 1 can and a cup and a half of brown sugar. You do it on the stove for about 20 minutes, and then that lasts for about 2 to 3 weeks in the stove or in the fridge. Don't put it in the stove. Now,
You could burn it and make it burnt brown sugar Guinness. You could do that too.
Right. So in our mixing glass, we've got all that going on. So we've got that nice. Oh yeah, this is gonna be. I've already had it. It's delicious. But it would be me if I didn't look up it. So here is the nice little topper we're gonna put on it. Everybody likes green, right? St. Patty's Day. Hold on a second here.
Oh my God. That doesn't sound like that's going to work. A green foam. Is that?
Green foam. So you can't have an Irish cocktail without some kind of green in it, right? So we're gonna take our Guinness. I don't even know what we call this. This would be the Guinness Irish Bua Old Fashioned. There's so many names in this, it gets kind of crazy. So anyway, we're gonna take this bad boy, and here's how it's gonna work. We're gonna put what we already mixed in the glass. Blown. Looks amazing. And there we go with that Guinness simple syrup. And then we are going to top it with this bad boy. In that syrup, or in that foam, we'll put a little bit of vanilla.
Oh my God, there's so many words that are coming to the green matches your shirt.
Stacy instantly is not happy with me because I've done this.
No, she said perfect. No, she said it was the perfect whiskey for this cocktail. You used the Bourbon the Bua Imperial Stout along with the Guinness. So she said she approves. And then who said they need that in there? Matt says he needs that in his life.
You're not even ready for this, Matt. This is it's really good. Holy cow! Oh my.
What, we could call it a leprechaun shit? It's like it's green and brownish black. It's like that's crazy. And now
that works. It is that simple syrup with the Guinness. What's crazy is at first the vanilla that you add into the foam kind of comes out, but as it finishes, the Guinness flavor is really there.
Matt says, please tell me you used marshmallows from Lucky Charms to help make that foam. I think
What it tastes like.
we could pull out the marshmallows, the Lucky Charm, the clover, and then we could drop that on the top. I mean, if you could,
He's not wrong. The vanilla bean um, that I used in it makes it taste like a marshmallow from Lucky Charms.
that looks really good, CT. That looks that
I'm looking for my cup and pull.
they're magically delicious.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, so did you make this out of your own brain, or do you have ideas? Did you get help?
This is my brain that is probably a little overzealous sometimes. The ADHD.
So you call this a Guinness Old Fashioned, right?
It is a Guinness Old Fashioned. Now, there are people that talk about taking Guinness and doing a heat reduction and adding sugar, but most of the time they use like regular sugars or the I don't know what the heck's it called, but I like brown sugar. I think it does well. It gives a good flavor. The sucky thing is as good as this is, it's only going to last me for about 2 to 3 weeks, which means I'm going to have to drink a lot of these or variations of these in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Why do you have to drink it? You just have to have the normal people come over and make them for them.
Then they'll drink all my other stuff.
So we're at that point. We're at that point. And, and and they've all and you've been gone enough where they've drank enough of your other stuff, right? Because once
But hey, if you don't have one of these stupid things, get on Amazon and order it. I don't care. It's like $8, I think. But I am not kidding you. An old fashioned with a topping on it makes all the differences in the world. And even this one, that little bit of vanilla bean that comes through with that cream is so good.
well, if you
It's kind of like what you did with the cold foam
yeah,
on coffee. It's the same kind of play, but with this you can make your own. You're just using half and half or whole. You can use whole milk. You can use heavy whipping cream, whatever you want, but you can make your own. And like, holy crap! I forgot I got green apple up there. I could have done a green apple.
so
St. Patty's Day.
so I'm gonna finish up with the Irish coffee. Normal Irish coffee is basically coffee with whiskey in it, and maybe, as Stacy said. So on this one, I'm pouring a cup of coffee because I'm going to be up a long time tonight, and we're going to just put some Bua Imperial Stout in it because before I was putting the Green River Bourbon, and I like Green River Bourbon, but you put a little bit of that in there, and that's the normal Irish coffee with a little bit of. But I do like to add in the bourbon cream or the Bailey's Irish cream in the coffee because that's the black and this is the cream version of it. And then anybody, like you said, what would be awesome if I had some of your Guinness foam right there, Lucky Charm foam. I would be adding it right now, but I've just got some cold foam right on top. Add that to it. It's delicious. You were talking about Amazon. People, I can start looking for those little stir sticks because, you know, I've got, yeah, the frothers. I'm sure I can find frothers in some of the loads. I have this awesome decanter that came in. I got that yesterday. I mean, how can you um, be so lucky to have Amazon in a recycling account? That's for sure. That just happened to us this week. But, I'm telling you, my guy's going through. I just tell him anything to do with whiskey. Now I'll tell him to look for frothers. So I can.
You want a frother in a recycling bin.
Oh, this is just returns. Everything's still in its boxes. It's not like it's out of their boxes or whatever. It's just returns, and people return things for many different reasons. Oh God, I just pulled off a cramp doing thigh cramp. We'll just work through that.
If anybody watching is like, you're cramped, but otherwise, like, this isn't as good as I said. It's so good. I'm almost done with it, and I'm wishing I had another one. That is amazing.
All right, so let's get some people back on. Finish up. It's great podcast, CT. It's good to have you back on. I know you've been busy. I know we're heading into the summer, so usually during the summer you can be on a little bit more. You're busy still, but there's a lot of things. We're going to be trying to get down to Amines for sure. I definitely want to get down there.
I like a distillery takeover.
That would be cool.
I think I think we can do that. We can have people come from all over and do just an awesome one-day event.
Yeah, and we'll get Amin to just like, Amin always, what would you say, delivers.
I just need to make sure I have a hotel room upstairs in the 5th floor or something. Well, 3rd floor has a bathroom, so I go with 3rd floor.
There you go. I mean, I can't wait to get there. You've seen it already. I've only heard about it. That should be fantastic. Usually the tour involves lots of barrels. So, all right. So Stacy says that I should be looking for 2 stacks Irish cream, and it is in Ohio.
Yes.
So I have not tried that.
Giant Eagles carry it. I've seen it at a couple of
So, well, I will say I wanted to just do a little shout out to Christy Atkinson and Mark Harder. Today, they released to the club the first ever 20-year and it's American whiskey. It's 20-year and it is 139.1 proof. So that was pretty interesting. I did get in on the 375 bottle for it. So I mean that's good. They 375'd it because there was only a certain amount and they wanted to make sure everybody could get some. So that's going to be a fun podcast to do with you, CTs, at one point this year when you're here to drink it with me, or I'm there to drink it with you.
I'm in. I'll dress like Mark Carter to drink that bottle.
It's supposed to talk. It's supposed to be like English toffee. That's how good it is. I mean, Christie's even saying it's just phenomenal. So I can't wait to be able to do that. So, all right, everybody. I'm just going to try and get some people on. Hopefully, Stacy will come on for a couple minutes. And I know Mark. I know that CT. I would like you to stay on just a little bit, and I have to be out of here about 10:15 tonight. So we'll finish this up. Thanks everybody for the pre-St. Patrick's Day podcast, but it makes sense to do it a weekend ahead. Now we've given them given you some unique drink ideas, right, CT? I mean, there's so many more out there, but I think
and this weekend is the celebration. A lot of people are celebrating Saturday and Sunday coming up, not Tuesday. Not that we won't be Tuesday, but Saturday and Sunday are going to be prequels to that. So.
Right. That's when people like Saturday night is when people really can, and we don't have to worry about daylight savings time anymore. Because a lot of times you got to worry about daylight.
Still screwed up on that.
Yeah, but if you in past, a lot of times daylight savings happens the same week, not the week before of St. Patrick's Day. And so I'm kind of happy that it happened a week before, so I got my bearings about me going into this holiday. So All right, everybody. www. And CT, thank you so much for doing the drink podcast. I think what we got to do is start putting the CT special Scotchy Bourbon Boy. When you come up with these drinks, we got to start to make them official and then put them on the website for everybody. We basically have the Scotchy Bourbon because honestly, I really think as a you are definitely a mixologist. You have a passion that's right up there with a lot of people, and if a bartender, official bartender, what? No,
They would laugh at me. They'd be like, "Ethan, what?"
no, but as a mixologist, I think you really got a really good take, and if that paid as much as you made doing your real job, you probably would do that. But it's like you got to do your real job. So, but anybody in the Dayton, Springfield area, if you know CT, he's always everywhere throughout the whole Columbus, Dayton, even maybe sometimes down into Cincinnati area, making drinks for people, doing charities, right? I mean, you've done it, yeah, and people, you do a really good job. You have a good passion, and I love this segment. Anytime you do this, it's kind of a special segment, and I'm glad we were able to get it in.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad to be a part of it. There's just a lot of good. I mean, there's so many good cocktails out there that I don't even know, but it's fun to mess around with it and have a good time and just enjoy people. So, and what better way to do it than St. Patty's Day? So my green one's gone. Now I got to go back to the mule.
There you go. All right. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We got Glencairns, we've got t-shirts, and we're working on some other stuff. I keep saying I'm going to update the website. I'm there. Roxy's there. We're right. I've been having all the bios changed. It should look a little bit more professional. Plus, I've got all the pictures ready to go. So it should be happening soon. I've been saying this for over a year, and so, but we've been working on it. So there you go. And then also make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, not TikTok, because honestly, we've been officially banned from TikTok. I don't know how that happened, but they don't allow alcohol-based content. So being a whiskey,
They changed that.
yep, it's what it is, and we were banned. So I found that out today. So not on TikTok anymore. And then we are on Apple, iHeart, and Spotify. Whether you and anywhere else you want to listen to us, we're there. And whether you listen to us or watch us, make sure that you become members. We're also on Patreon too. Become a member on Patreon. There's different levels with some really cool stuff. So check that out. Become a member on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. Leave super chats on YouTube. There you go. But remember, good bourbon equals good friends and good times. Make sure that you don't drink and drive, drink responsibly, and live your life uncut and unfiltered. And we will leave with foolish pride. Here we go. you've been looking for. All right, I sent out the invite on Facebook. Anybody who wants to join us, it's there. CT, great podcast, man.
For joining in. I appreciate it.
I
know we appreciate your Irish whiskey knowledge.
I hope Stacy joins us. Let's see. We got Matt joining us.
What's up, buddy? How you guys doing?
Hey, Matt. You got to give me your. Did you get? You got to give me your.
Oh my God, I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, that's because his thing's hitting feedback. But you got to give me your email so I can. Stacy says she'll join in a second. Because I need to send you the itinerary of all the stuff that's happening in New Orleans, and then we got to decide if we want to go to anything.
I'll text it to you when we get off. I can put my phone up there.
Yeah, no, I'm not in a big hurry. It just got sent to us, and then I'll just forward it to you, and then you see what you want to do. JD Fritzkas says, "What's up, CT?"
What's up, JD?
Tell
him
to join us.
High rye, JD. How about some high rye?
Tell him to go up and just join the podcast. Walker's going to be coming in a second too. So did you like my
things aside.
Did you like my outline, CT? That I actually had an outline with structure. Super Nash is joining too.
You having structure is. Oh wow! It's like yeah, different. Oh, Luke, stop!
Oh my
My
God!
God, this dog. I'll be right back.
No.
I gotta let him out.
I loved that dog.
I love him too, but he's a pain in the butt.
He's getting better.
And he takes off outside howling like
You
there's
mean
something going on and there's nothing.
You mean he takes off outside and he does what he was born to do? I mean, for God's sakes,
That's what,
I tell you, there is
that's what
something.
my neighbor tells me.
There is something.
Jesus, Nash. Did you turn on the light?
Trying to get us set up here.
Jesus Christ, it's pitch black, dude.
I'm outside.
Turn on your TV. Turn on the TV for some fill light.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I got something. A little more green screen behind you. That always works.
Yeah. Or a light bulb. Light bulbs are amazing.
Yeah, put the Christmas lights back up.
There's another policy that we have
I think I got
We were just talking about
overlooked.
what that?
If
TV.
His audio. Yeah.
CT, I was just talking about reducing a masthead beer, one of the 16% beers, some sugar and vanilla. And I thought a vanilla underburst would be perfect because it's in Blanton's, Weller, and Stag Junior barrels. So I'm like, this should be like fantastic.
I'm
How did you
telling
figure out that it only lasts a couple weeks?
The problem is with beer is once you do it, it does not have that much of a shelf life in the fridge. But this is, even with Guinness, it's really good. The chocolate notes come out of it a little more once you reduce it down and put that sugar in it. But it even smells amazing. It's just sitting there at about half, just simmering. You don't want it to boil, you just simmer. And it just smells so freaking good. And then you got to let it cool, pour it, put it in the fridge, blah, blah, blah. But really good. Are you drinking black walnut old fashioned?
I know.
Oh,
I couldn't find the apple cinnamon one around me.
all right, bitch, I got you.
It's a great bottle, man. I love it.
Wait,
Mine's a really good bottle. Watch.
that's not
Let me
that.
show you how good mine looks.
I'm drinking Bushmills 16 year.
How the hell is yours clear?
Because it's water.
I mean, is that old fat? Just an
Wait a
old
minute.
fashioned in a bottle?
Oh yeah, and it's black walnut one, which is the best one that Penelope makes.
Matt, why aren't you saying
Holy
anything?
shit.
I love that bottle. Like,
It's
I
so
love
good.
it.
Matt, why aren't you saying
I'm gonna
anything
check
about
it.
my
Look
bottle?
at that.
You got Jeff has the Stag Junior Underburst from this year. Walker, I got 2 of them for you back here.
What does
You
Jeff
picked
have?
up one for Chris. That's the Stag Junior Underburst from Masthead.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna just drink my mule.
Then I also have this.
So, what I decided to do this year was,
I'll tell you
When
what, I
Christmas
feel
comes-
so underrated to you guys now. I used to be fit right up on top, but now it's like, holy shit, you guys are bringing out all these bottles.
That's just because you don't have any light bulbs in your background.
I'm doing the best I can. I'm out here on the back deck
Hey Nash.
I'm,
because
Nash.
I can't smoke in the house.
Hey Nash.
I'm glad you're doing good, man.
Hey, see.
Man, I'm doing great. I'm feeling great. Man, this has just been a whole big change.
Yeah, because you're cutting
Jeff,
back
you got a
on
couple of those
smoking
over there.
cigars.
I don't think that's the case. I've had a couple tonight.
Oh, I'm gonna kill.
I got in about 20 minutes early and jumped right out here. I come right in. Kiss here is I'm going out here to get on the podcast, and she even tuned in.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I gave her a shout out and welcome Sherry to the podcast.
Yes, I saw.
But yeah, anyway, like I said, I jumped straight
What
out here and
what are
then
you
jumped right
smoking?
into the conversation.
what are you smoking, Nash?
I've got a Liga Privada, and this is a raw. And see, Jeff, it's a small cigar. It's like a
Yes.
little,
Yeah.
like a little 4-inch.
Sure. It's a small
Little
cigar.
torpedo.
So
It's
it
50 ring gauge.
I mean, my God, it's like a Liga Privada. It's just like Liga Privadas are worse than pot for me. It just like floors me and I get stoned off those.
God.
I'd give those
You
back
say
to you,
that, and,
you bastard.
Sherry come out on me Friday, after the dinner. She's like, "Oh my God, that cigar smells like pot." I was like, "No, it's from Nicaragua."
No, Matt, you'll when we did the tasting, that last tasting, when you were up, I went outside and I had a Liga Privada and I felt like I went to Mars after that. I'm like, cigars aren't supposed to make you high.
like, can we order 12 pizzas?
Right. But there is an element of a cigar after you've been drinking bourbon when you introduce a cigar that nicotine hits you in a whole nother way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and a Liga when it comes to Liga, we lost Walker. He's gone. Liga Privada, yes. A normal cigar, no.
Where is John when I need him?
John
He'll
was-
back me up.
John was not on tonight. I did not see John on. Did
I
you?
saw him on there earlier.
Yeah, he probably was.
See him.
He probably was mad at
I
me.
saw his name on there.
He probably was mad at me for this right here.
Your picture hasn't moved since you kicked us onto the Zoom thing with all of us.
I'm watching
Oh,
it.
now you're moving kind of.
It's like, what
I don't
happens?
see Jeff. I keep seeing.
Yeah, it's freezing every few seconds.
Was it freezing?
Yeah.
Was it freezing before, like throughout the whole podcast?
No,
No.
not
No.
just the podcast. It flowed right through.
All right, who's
It always does
Stacy's
that when
coming
you have
on?
multiple people
Hey,
out here.
Stacey, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi,
Awesome.
Stacy.
How are ya?
I'm hanging, getting a little excited. 7 days away.
Look at you
Absolutely.
with your.
Cheers to you.
Let me get something forward here.
Oh, what are you pouring there? Some.
Bushmills 14.
Bushmills. Ooh.
Hey, Stacey, I'm drinking the Bushmill 16 still.
I love that one.
Both of
Oh,
you.
I do. It's so sweet and fruity, light. I love it.
You guys can suck it. I'm gonna drink this Bushmills Black Bush, finished in a sherry cask.
I hear you, bro.
Look, you hear that pop? This
Yeah.
is amazing. Look,
If
watch
you,
this.
if you go to Ireland, make sure you get the Black Bush 80/20 that's in the airport.
AC, I'm never getting to go to Ireland. It's not
No.
happening.
That's not.
Hey, you keep hanging with the Scotchy Bourbon boys and you'll go there.
No.
No, we're gonna do a Scotchy
Listen, I'm
Bourbon
not
Boy
getting on a
trip
plane.
in 2 years. We're going.
I'm
Yeah.
B.A. Baracus. I'm not getting on a plane that long, dude.
Oh, you'll get on with. Hey, you'll get on. We'll just drink a lot of Irish whiskey and we'll fly first class.
Craft.
Hey, I tell you guys, Stacy, I'm telling you, Irish whiskey messes me up. Like I could drink bourbon, like double the amount of bourbon and still not have too much of a problem. But what I had tonight, we're at like, this would be like 4 pours, and it's just like, if I have too much more, tomorrow will come real quick. I won't even know. It's like my
I need
kryptonite.
to have you on my live stream. I'm bad about sending people cask drink Irish too.
Yes, you are.
You mean
You
this?
want me to go down through the? I've got a
You
line
go,
of them.
Stacey. I'm here for you. Even if they're not.
You mean
I have
this?
a line of them to the right of me, and they all have green electric tape around the
Yep.
top of them. And when Rachel comes over, she's like, "What's all this bottles with the green electric tape?" And I'm like, "Stacy sent them."
So this is the cask strength
Awesome.
12-year red breast signed.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Don't make me have to go start and find the
I
shit. that-
barely got to see him. I was working at an event, so I barely. Finally, at the end of it, I went over and said hi to him because I hadn't seen him since the Middleton event up at Gormley Pub in Cleveland,
I was at
which was like a year before.
the one up first. I was up at the one in Cleveland, but then I came down for the one in Columbus too. And the one at Columbus, he signed that one for me.
You got that when when Fred Minnick was there.
Yeah, when Fred was there.
Oh, yeah.
Stacy, what is the name of the brand that is the Triangle brand? What is that?
The Triangle brand.
They have a brand that is like, it's named after the triangle of the distilleries. Oh, and the guy who reps that brand is always at the OHLQ events. I'm trying to think, it's not, I'm saying Triangle brand, but it's not that. But it represents an old Ireland thing. Does that make sense?
You've got
You don't need Teeling, do you?
you've got Stacy
Who?
stumped.
Teeling?
Not Teeling. It starts with an L.
Lockery?
Is that it? But he's always at the events, and the last time I seen him last year, he's like, I walked up and Rachel's with me, and the man looks at me and he goes, "Oh, you're the guy." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm the guy." And he's like, "Weren't we supposed to do a podcast?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, you mean Liberator? Oh,
Yes.
yes, Liberator.
Yep.
Liberator."
Before Morris's. Yeah, that's Morris's brand. Sir Morris
Morris.
O'Connell.
Hey, Morris is great, but I
Oh,
totally
he's amazing.
forgot to contact Morris. And
In
yeah,
in Ireland.
the regular Liberator series is great, but it's the other one that was really good.
The Moscatel.
No, he had a bottle that he pulled out that was like something. Yeah, you got it.
I have
Yeah,
a.
we had
I
the-
went.
All of them.
Hey CT, I
Yeah,
went
so like
and
you
bought
said,
that.
like-
I went and bought that bottle on purpose because you basically told me that
Drank
we.
it.
What?
It's really good.
Yeah, we drank it there at the event with. I think we took Fred Minnick over and drank it with him at that place on Sawmill when we did that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he never forgot because a year later, he's like, "You're the guy."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh shit, what I do?"
What did you do? Right?
Yeah, he did a tasting for the local Hibernians last year. He's such a nice man. He really is.
He is such a nice guy. I'll get with you some way. We got to connect with him and make that happen.
Yeah, I can get you. I have his email. I can get you his email.
I have his email, and I know I sent him something, but he swears I didn't. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to fight that battle. Let's just figure it out.
Because honestly, that bottle has been discounted for OHLQ. It's a freaking steal now. I think it's only it's less than $70.
Oh,
yeah. I've seen it like that one.
For his estate?
Fruit store
Yeah.
still.
The Lakeview single estate, the single pot still.
Oh, I remember he had a table with a cloth over top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you walked up, he was sampling the other Liberators, and then he was like, "Oh," so we brought Fred over, and he's like, "Try this one." He brought that up. It was like, "Oh, this one's really good."
I've been following him since his very first release. That was actually February 29th, 2020, which is the absolute worst time that you could ever launch a whiskey brand.
Oh, yeah.
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 So
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
he's super nice, man. Obviously, I'm a bit of a fan.
so what's going on? So while you're on here, what's going on with JJ Corey? Because we were talking about getting with her and doing stuff, and she was kind of bouncing around. She was here, she was there, she was back over in Ireland. Things going okay? Are they still?
Yeah. I know that I think it's overall in the U.S. that sales are down whiskey across the board.
Sure.
So sales are down in Ohio. She does still have a couple whiskeys listed here. She hasn't been over to the U.S. as much. I don't think she's been over since last year. But a lot of the stuff you guys are seeing in the bourbon industry actually hit Ireland over a year ago. So you started to see production pauses. And then you started to see longer production pauses. And you started to see production pauses, not just with, I think Middleton was the first to announce it, then Bushmills, then a lot of them. Dublin Liberties laid off pretty much all of their production staff are gone. Diageo, you've been hearing about them. Well, they're in Rowan Co. paused production. For Cullen, I know we all love the For Cullen single grain. Powers Court was in a lot of trouble because they had a lot of debt, and they just got a buyer for receivership, so they're going to be okay. They got some more funds coming in. Waterford sales keep falling through. I don't know what they're going to do. They got bought, but they don't want the stock. So what happens to all that stock that's been Asian?
Because Waterford, when they announced that Waterford was last year was going down, it was like, oh my God, because the stuff was amazing. They had really
The
good
stuff
products.
now is amazing. The problem is they released releases for about every country. They had a lot of different releases.
Oh,
I don't think it was sustainable, the amount of releases they had.
Plus, I think they overdid. Waterford overdid the amount of information they released. That was insane. It was almost like overkill of your brain when you were drinking. That's the first. They had so much information on that website of each whiskey, and it was like hundreds of things to process, and it was almost like it was like it was just like when you're thinking about it, it just blew your mind. And then you're like, that's too complicated.
When you,
right?
Well,
When
and they
you
were
have a-
coming out like they had the initial 3 releases in Ireland, and then they had 3 releases in the UK, and 3 releases in Germany, and releases in Sweden, and more releases in Ireland. And so, if you were trying to collect Waterfords, it became an impossible task because there were just so many. And when you're producing in that small quantity, that many, it's just it's a shame because they were really, I think, coming into their own. That Kubi coffee was amazing.
that bottle,
The Bitter Karen, that peated was phenomenal that we had here in Ohio.
The Waterford,
You
that
like the
Waterford
peated.
was the one with all the colors, that color one. You know, it had like
Yeah,
square.
that's the Kubi coffee. I had the original Kubi, and that one is better.
This
Well-
is the Kubi coffee.
Yeah.
And this was so good.
It's good.
It was
Yeah.
good.
Bottle.
But I think that the OHLQ, we were finally done with this. It was like $59.
That's kind of across the board what we're seeing in the US for Waterford. They're all being discounted everywhere.
Wow.
And the peated one, if you like peated with, you've got peated Waterford we have in Ohio is phenomenal.
You mean Porta John? I mean peated?
It's okay. We know you don't like tomatoes, and we know you don't like peated whiskey, CC.
I mean,
Yeah, I got the.
Porta John.
I think I've got a bottle of the original
Sounded-
Waterford Cuvée with the multicolored. I think I've got a bottle of that.
Hey, the other one that he has sitting there on the shelf, is it Lana? What the hell's the name of
Lima
that?
body.
That's a good bottle for the
Mhm.
price point.
Yeah, that one's owned.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're owned by Whistle Pig, but the bottling is done by Whistle Pig.
The only thing I don't
Whistle
like,
Pig has some play in Lima body.
same thing with Waterford, is I don't like that stupid glass cork.
Yeah, it gets stuck.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get it off there.
It
And when you
is.
do
And
it,
I
it
feel like
shoots, you think it's gonna break.
Every time I think I'm gonna cut myself. Yep. But
I
that
think
is-
it goes off easier than the Penelope Rosé. That one's the worst.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
still have half a bottle just because I can't.
Why
get
does
the freaking
Penelope
cork out.
all of a sudden do all these things this way and then, oh, rosé is gonna be a glass cork? I mean, they take the shittiest stuff, the Rio, that Matt likes, and they don't put glass corks on it. The Rio should come with a glass cork with all kinds of shit. I mean,
Why?
that is
Why
good.
would Rio?
Well,
That's
their
that's
best
still
bottle. They should do
whiskey.
it that
That's what are you talking about? I mean, the glass cork with the rosé is just kind of doing the wine thing. Rio is not wine.
I do not own a wine bottle that has a glass cork.
We do have one.
I have
The
half a
Mother's
bottle
Day
left
one.
because I can't get the cork
So they
out.
put the Mother's Day one out in Ohio, and it came with a glass cork. But then if you
Yeah.
bought it
Wow.
3 months after that, then it had the normal cork that all the rest of them had. So it's like, okay,
I bought it too soon.
What bottle is that, Matt?
this one.
Yeah.
This is the Rosé
Yeah.
Mother's Day release from, I think it was last year.
Okay.
I have an open rosé over there too, but it
Is that
doesn't have a glass
another-
cork.
Is that another Rio bottle that you have on the counter there?
You are correct, and I should have a couple more because they come out in 2 weeks here.
Ooh.
You have problems, my friend.
Amberana
Yeah.
is
So
Amberana
here's-
by Penelope is so good.
I have to fill this back up. It's empty.
Hey,
Oh,
the
no,
problems
these are
you
really
have are
fucking
good problems.
You know what the Irish are doing right is they are not putting Amburana in shit.
No.
Actually,
Because it
I
tastes like
have
shit.
no.
Oh my God.
Hey,
CT.
So I have to tell a story. So we went down to Bluegrass for a pick
my God.
for Kentucky Bourbon Festival, Bluegrass Distillery, and they have their new distillery. So we went out there, and the still was being assembled, and it was all in pieces. And we got this, and it was a rainy day. We were walking through mud. And so when we finally get to the rick house where they had transferred all their barrels from their downtown facility out to the new new distillery and the rick house there, when we walked in, they had 6 Amberana barrels that they had just shipped.
and we walked into the rick house,
Stunk.
and it smelled like French toast, cinnamon French toast crunch. But I mean, it overpowered the whiskey. Like, you didn't smell that normal whiskey aging flavor of a rick house. You smelled piranha. And CT's just like, if
That's
he
where they left it in there too long.
no, it's not. They had just shipped them the empty barrels. There was no whiskey. It was just the empty barrels on the dock. And I swear to God, if CT could have run away, and he would have, just went running. I'm like, it's not that bad. He goes,
my house if I could in every floor, so it smelled like cinnamon.
I imagine that it smells like the entryway to a Michael's craft store at Christmas time.
Yeah.
yes, Stacy, that's exactly what it's.
Cinnamon pine cones are the best thing in the world, let me tell you.
I mean, but
my whole house is cinnamon pine cones.
And make a glass table out of it.
hey, CT, we have to somehow, like do a procedure on you to reset your brain, because it's really not that bad if you use it right. You're the one who wrecked it for yourself.
It is.
It's not that bad.
What's funny is people, like, I have people all the time they're like, you can't smell the Amburana or you can't taste it. It's only 5%. And I'm like, I'm telling you, if it's got Amburana in it, I will know. And that is the most sensitive thing I have found that I have been able to pick out. And it sucks. Just saying.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, sir.
I think we found a new source for Rio. If CT sees it, he just needs to tell us that he sees the Rio so we can have more.
I gave him the Rio that I had.
I know. You just told us you don't want it, so I'm just making a point. Tiny.
Grab it.
I need to say, I apologize to everybody for dropping off earlier. My phone's having some issues. If I drop off again, it's dropping network every once in a while. What I did not expect to see was Tiny bribing CT with first class tickets to Ireland when I came back in.
Yeah.
We're going.
I'm guessing that is fictitious.
We are going.
No, there's going to be a Stacy, we will invite you to come, but when I retire, which is within the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to Ireland. We're going to go to Ireland, Scotland.
So.
We are headed over there. Those are the places that we're going to go. I only wish that Italy.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Where is there? Are there distilleries in Italy, or is it just wine?
Stacy, will you be our guide?
I don't want to go to Italy. They have limoncello. That's all they have. No.
CT, not true. They have liqueurs.
Yeah, right. I don't want to get
Wait, amaretto?
Italy.
Amaretto?
Yes, it's made in Italy. There you go. Yes.
Hey, you can pick up an amaretto at the airport.
Listen,
Yeah,
I can get liqueur 43 here.
I can pick it up.
You don't like Amburana, but you like liquor 43. There's just no freaking way that's just like Amburana is better than liquor 43. At least it's a wood.
Somebody other than Matt Leisen just put a thing out not too long ago that liqueur 43 makes everything better. And I read it and I'm like, holy shit.
I told you. That's a beaver sales pitch like all day. You know, they have a dulce de leche one that you might like. And I'm going to get it next time I see you.
Which one did you send me the other day that you got?
It was the white one. Where is it?
The white one. You're being racist, Matt.
Don't even exist. I feel like you're in a black market for that.
I have friends. I have a lot of friends. I need to have it first, so that way I can show it off to everyone else, and then everybody else wants to buy it. And
what could liqueur 43 do to Irish whiskey?
I don't know what liqueur 43 is.
Thank you, Matt and CT.
I'm in the same place as you are. Let me know. I'll bring some samples down of everyone that I have this time.
If I can find it, we're about ready to find out.
Oh my God!
My Echo Spirits, Glenn.
I can tell you,
Is it in here?
I've got Green River so it is with the little horseshoe. So it is kind of Irish, but in there is that red breast 12-year cask strength, and my man, now talk about a body on an Irish whiskey. That has a body.
Have you tried the new red breast yet?
No, because
I
I'm
have.
trying to get my
Blue one.
what you have. See, you have Nash.
Oh,
No, I have
you
not.
want some of this?
No, no,
It looks like Malort.
Have a little bit left.
no. It's not close.
Hold
It's
on.
so Stacy.
This
It-
is a high quality bottle.
Stacy, it exists in every
a
single
second.
liquor store. And when Matt told me about it, when you go, it's in the cordials. I mean, you are talking about it is what I don't know how to say it, but it just is caramel, vanilla. What's the
Hold on.
flavors?
We're gonna take
Like a butterscotch candy.
Bushmills. Bushmills, just regular. I don't have any age stated shit. This is just whatever that is. And a little bit of the core 43. All right, here you go.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I can't imagine it being bad. It sounds. I mean, butterscotch.
No,
sounds good.
no. You had butterscotch liqueur to anything. I mean, I will admit that I'm not a fan of most crowns, but Crown salted caramel is really good. But when I wake up in the morning, it's not really good. It's like, screw that. Screw that shit.
This just made Bushmills. What is this? Bushmills Black Bush.
Mhm.
It made that like wow. That's
I imagine they're probably bring out the nutty notes from the older restaurant.
It's so good.
It's like a butterscotch Werther's, isn't it?
CT,
It is.
you are complex. The fact that you like Liquor 43 but you hate Amberana, it's just like,
Oh man, it's so good. But it takes the Bushmills and it like still has that flavor, but it just oh wow.
So
that's fun.
so Stacy, you know that
It keeps the
CT
funk and it gives you like a butterscotch. throughout it.
CT has put E.H. Taylor
I'm
in
trying to
Cinnamon
fix
Toast
it up.
Crunch, right? You know this, right? You
I'm
You
trying
put
to
Egg
fix
Taylor
it
and
up.
cinnamon toast crunch.
yeah, and then he
What did
ate
Stacy
it.
say?
She asked, "Did you really
Egg
put?"
Taylor- no,
Ask it, Stacy. Ask it.
Egg Taylor and cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah.
I can neither
It's on the internet.
We'll deny those accusations, even though they might be posted in the interweb system.
Now we're getting a presidential confirmation.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Or
my
not
advisor.
or not confirmation, right?
I forgot how good Liqueur 43 is. It made that Bushmills taste good.
I'm telling you, cheers.
No, Matt.
It is
No,
fantastic.
no. Cheers to Liquor 43.
Don't Matt, don't encourage me.
I had to go get a Bushmills off the shelf just to try it with Liquor 43.
Dude.
Let me just tell you, like, heightens it to a level that it's
It
fantastic.
is.
I'm gonna do this tomorrow for my beer tasting. This is gonna be a
I
drink.
mean, if it's got butterscotchy kind of caramel vanilla notes, it would be.
It's
really
not.
good.
So it's not kind of
The
Stacy.
only thing,
It's
hey,
like
Stacy,
butterscotch
the only thing
vanilla
I'm
notes on
thinking is
steroids.
Bushmills is so fruity.
You want to know where Liquor 43 would work?
Bushmills is all real light and fruity tasting, and then you add the butterscotch on top of that. It's just, I just can't confer that.
I think it would be good with the 10. The 10, I get like a chocolatey almondy note.
So
yeah,
hey,
maybe
so-
something like that.
CT,
Liquor 43 makes a chocolate one as well.
but
That way you can mix the chocolate with it and
Oh,
have
you
more
didn't
chocolate
get that
notes. And
one?
this one's kind of like vanilla and butterscotch.
You want me to
There's
get the
different flavors of
chocolate one
Liquor
out and try
43,
it?
like lemons.
The chocolate Liqueur 43.
yeah,
The
There
chocolate
is.
would be good with that Bua.
Mm-hmm. They do make that
Hold
as
on a
well.
second.
It's at the liquor store.
all right.
He's breaking it down.
All right.
I'm talking
Balance the party.
reset. Stacy is on the podcast right now, and you guys are like just going way off track. Let's just get right back to whiskey. I'm focusing you guys back into whiskey.
Exactly.
Holy
Irish whiskey.
shit.
Hold on, Stacy. But
Little
Stacy,
American
don't you want to know if Liqueur 43 chocolate? Hold on, wait. Ooh,
Ooh.
that's like Hershey's chocolate syrup. And Bushmills. Hold on.
Again,
Here
we're
we go. Wait.
degrading Irish whiskey with
Wait
Liqueur.
for it.
That does not sound good. The chocolate, that does not sound good.
It don't sound good.
It was the only thing.
Oh, we'll find out.
So
His
this was
stomach is
the
gonna be
only
hating
thing
him
that
so much
made
after all the stuff he
Crown Royal Blackberry taste good. This was the only thing that made Crown
Now, that I
Royal
believe.
Blackberry.
That I
All right,
believe.
ready? Chocolate
So
milk,
that also
bottoms
makes
up.
Crown chocolate taste tolerable too, and not taste so much like a Swiss Miss packet.
Yeah, I was disappointed by the Crown chocolate. Yeah.
Oh, that tastes like shit.
I can imagine it's gonna make Blackbush taste better.
Do you got Blackbush
Back
there?
in the fridge.
Matt, do you have Blackbush right there?
I know.
Is that
You don't
Blackbush?
think
I
I have
don't.
Blackbush? Hold on, let me look.
This is
No,
the
that's
prohibition.
original.
This is just the normal one with the Peaky
No, I
Blinders.
don't have the regular
Oh, so
Blackbush.
that's a prohibition.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, you the prohibition one.
so-
I have that one down.
Do you have the Dolce de
That
The
chocolate was
prohibition one
good.
has like a. What's that?
Do you have the caramel one? Liquor 43?
Spilling something
I did-
to get the taste.
I know,
out of his
mine
mouth.
are gone.
What? Stop drinking the water. He's drinking water. He's drinking water.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that didn't turn out like you thought because I timed out right when you took the drink.
You should try it, Walker. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it based on the chaser that you just did.
So, realistically, the regular Liqueur 43 with the Bushmills works. It really does work. The chocolate, hell no.
Everybody's taste palate is different. So
Yeah.
I recommend you try it and make sure you video it when you do.
Yeah, I'm going back to the
I'm
water.
good. I'm good. I'll do it with the regular then.
There you
I'll
go.
bring one next time I come down and we're all together.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope it's that
I
one
guess
day.
on St. Patty's Day, I'm gonna have to drink my Maker's Mark in this,
That is
Oh,
the
yeah.
coolest glass I've ever seen in my life.
right?
I like
Awesome.
it.
So I gotta finally clean it because I've never drank out of this one since I bought it. So
Hey,
You should
just
drink
pour
one of these
some-
Makers.
Walker, just pour some liquor in it, and that'll clean it.
it will, but I'd rather clean it a little bit too.
It just won't take away the dust.
Yeah, that's right.
So
all
I
right,
got
Stacey,
this.
what else should I mix with the Liqueur 43?
No, stop that, CT. So what do you think of this? Do you like this? Is from 2020. Jameson Black Barrel.
Wait a
Is that
second.
the stout
What
barrel?
about Guinness?
I like the
What?
Blackberry.
2020.
Yeah, this I
Black
opened
Barrel.
this with Young Nose when he was on the podcast. I bought this one. So I'm gonna see what happens.
So,
So
if you go to the distillery, you can get a barrel proof black barrel.
Now I know where I stand because I never
Wait.
tasted it.
so how often do you go to Ireland?
Proof black barrel Jameson's now?
What?
So they have two different ones. So they have one called Black Barrel Proof that you can get in Ireland, not just at the distillery, which actually isn't barrel proof. It's actually just 50%, so it'd be 100 proof. But if you go to the
Get in here.
distillery, you can get an actual barrel proof black barrel.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
What
I
does the proof
believe
come out to on the barrel proof one.
this one's just 80.
I don't know. I've actually not been to Middleton. I've been to a lot of distilleries in the north, but not Middleton.
That's 80 right there. Proof.
We
So
need to get one of the barrel proof from the distillery. We're gonna have to take a trip. Yeah.
I've had the one that's 100 proof. It's really good.
So, Stacy, have you got any trips plan to Ireland in the near future?
No, I was there in the late fall of
Oh, you silly
2024. I visited 7 distilleries in 6 days.
Yeah.
So I got to see Bushmills. I saw the new Causeway Distillery. We were actually on a tour led by Alex Thomas, who's a master blender at Bushmills.
Oh, wow.
And then saw Titanic, Copeland Distillery, Redemon Estates, which does Short Cross, Dunville's, which is Ecklandville Distillery. We went to Cologne, we went to Two Stacks. So we went to a lot of them. McConnell's.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so what do you think about Guinness glass with the Core 43?
No. That's like you are not working tomorrow. You're gonna be sick.
I think you probably need to chase that with Trilotec.
Yeah, I agree with you. Chase it with Crown.
I agree with
There you go. Yeah, that's about right.
Actually, chase it with Crown Honey. That might work.
Holy shit! It's good. It's good.
Oh. Chocolatey.
I'm sorry, CT. You. He's like,
Wow. Butterscotch, right?
It is. It's actually good. Like compared to everything else, this is pretty damn. Oh, this. I'm gonna send this to the guy who falls off the table when he does
I'm sending this to. I'm sending.
It tastes like.
Yeah, the guy who does this when he drinks it, he goes. I'm gonna do it for that guy.
Since I've had this heart ablation surgery, I've had, Sherry's got me all on the sugar-free, salt-free diet, right?
Oh.
So I like the Werther's candies, right? Well, she's got Werther's sugar-free coffee and caramel. I guarantee you, it tastes like that sugar-free coffee caramel.
I'm going to tell you guys right now what this is. And if you don't try it, then you can't make fun of me.
Okay.
But Guinness and Liqueur 43, and I'm going to put it out tomorrow. It's going to go global. It's going to be bigger than the Iran bullshit. It's going to be bigger than ISIS, everything.
All my Indian nation friends.
It's super, super sweet Tootsie Roll.
Okay. Okay. Super sweet
Tootsie Roll bomb.
So you're gonna be bigger than ISIS?
I'm gonna be bigger globally.
So you're gonna be more like Hamas. So you're basically evil. You're evil. So many people you're gonna be so evil.
But people are gonna be like, how the hell did you take Guinness and Liqueur 43 and get a Tootsie Roll? Well, I'm sorry, but it's a Tootsie Roll.
That's still gross.
And it took somebody.
You put it out there tomorrow, and I will share the hell out of it.
So
it took somebody like me,
worldwide,
who was dumb enough to try it to get it to this point. I'm just sorry.
And just think, Matt made you when it comes to Liquor 43.
Somebody's got to do it first before it becomes the number one.
All right, let's just get serious. Stacy.
So happy that you guys enjoy Liquor 43 so much because it's one of my favorite things to put.
But the way Matt introduced Liquor 43 to us, if something you get sucks, just add Liquor 43 to it. So that's how Matt uses it. It's like it's horrible, so just add that, and then you can drink it because everything's worth drinking because we all want to get to a place. All right, Stacy. So what is your favorite Irish whiskey? What do you recommend that's available in Ohio that people can get but you love?
Okay, so that was a twist. Available.
Yeah.
Yes, available.
Not just Ohio, but I mean, United States wide.
United States wide, I love that one I was drinking earlier, the Cologne Rum and Raisin.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one. It is in the U.S. now. It's a single malt from Cologne. It's finished in PX sherry casks and their own dark rum casks. It's really, really good. We actually had a unique one here in Ohio. Let me see if I can get it
That
out.
sounds like a dessert whiskey.
It is.
So
It's
that's
really good. It's also
that's the kind of barrel
55%
select
ABV and only like $60.
Oh yeah, great.
This is a
price.
really, yeah, this is a really good one in Ohio. The Clonakilty, the Great Lakes
Yeah.
edition.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Yeah, this is kind of a modern single pot still. This is their own distillate, and it was finished in blackout stout cask from Great Lakes Brewery.
Oh my god. Gotta
Wow.
find that.
Yeah, so that's out right now in Ohio. It's
You go.
48% ABV. That's a really good one. So,
Matt's not allowed to have anything from Great Lakes.
I go to the basement of Great Lakes and I drink blackout stout in the goblets that they give you it in, and I love going down there. I had no idea they even did that.
Yeah.
So now I need to find one.
yeah, they released it last year. I think there's still some around. Let me know if you can't find one up near you. I know of a couple places in Columbus that has it.
That's
I was
the
gonna
one
say-
thing I love about Matt is that he does all of these beers and introduces me and the world to a lot of different beers and stouts and just regular lights and malt. And that is so cool. So
Yeah,
I'm
they
looking
do.
forward to that.
Any state they sell Clonakilty in, they try to do a collaboration with a brewery in that state. But this is ours is the first one they actually did with their own distillate. Normally, it's that blend that this is like a sourced blend. This is their own single pot still.
So yeah, the one I've got, Stacy, is an Imperial Stout Finish.
Yeah, I have that one too. That's really good too.
Yeah, it's good. I have a couple of Clonakilty does. They're
They do
so
great
good.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
the
a
Skull
cognac
Cannon
finish
Clonakilty
one.
do great work.
Never seen them in South Carolina.
112 proof, and the state of South Carolina isn't going to have them because they suck at Irish whiskey. Ash.
I know.
Mine's 115.2 proof.
I'm with
and
the
it's
Scotchy
in
bourbon
cognac
boys, and
barrels.
I can change that.
Yeah. So Stacy, this bottle I've always liked since the beginning is the Furcullen 15. So what's going on there? Because you don't hear this name very often.
I've got that.
When this came out, state of Ohio, this was really good.
It is really, really good. It's finished in Madeira cask too, and it's honestly a 15-year whiskey that you can get for like $65. It was a steal.
Yes.
I got
So
that.
for Cullen, I know for Cullen had a lot of debt here of late. For Cullen, you hear about a lot in Ireland because they actually, when Cooley Distillery shuttered, they bought up a lot of the single malt stock from Cooley. Cooley's kind of known for being Irish whiskey, like really good aged single malt. They also got a lot of the single grain, which is that one. I guarantee that's probably Cooley sourced single grain, which is really good. But they just got themselves into a lot of debt. They went into receivership. They had a buyer, so they've got another influx of money, so they're fine now, luckily. So we should still see some for Cullen out, but yeah, I've got that bottle somewhere on the floor
So
over
it's
here. And
Powers Court. So it's Powers,
yeah, the distillery is called Powers Court.
but
They
it's
produce Cullen.
but that's the Powers brand.
No, different than the Powers brand.
Really?
So
The Powers brand is owned under the umbrella of Middleton.
Okay.
The
So yeah. So
distillery
it's,
that runs for Cullen is called Powers Court. It's in the Wicklow Mountains, south of Dublin.
that is so crazy that they're able to use that name like that and be that that close.
It's
you know,
close, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is 15-year-old Irish whiskey distilled in a mash of corn and malt, matured initially in first fill ex-bourbon barrels and married with Madeira cask finished whiskey.
Yeah, you nailed it. Single grain Irish is the one that's distilled in column still. Most of the time, the primary grain is corn or wheat, usually corn.
So
They just can't have, I think it's like 30% more than a malted barley, and they have to have another unmalted grain.
But a,
Do
but
you-
a 15-year, this is really light.
A good deal.
yeah,
If you were a
what
15-year
what are the used
bourbon?
barrels they use?
It's a bourbon maturation in that one, and then Madeira finish. Single
Okay.
grain is light though. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Can
always
you see this is no kidding. This looks like a
That's a
2 to
single grain.
3-year-old bourbon.
yeah.
That's a single grain slider in color.
I mean, does any Irish whiskeys
Oh,
use
hey,
new
hey,
charred barrels,
Tiny,
or
did you see that sticker on her bottle? UK.
yeah.
What's that?
The sticker on the bottle. It had the UK sticker on it, didn't it?
Yep, because I bought it at the distillery, and it's in
Yes.
County Down in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, and Tiny has a bottle or two with those stickers on it.
Yeah,
that
from
I
Michter's.
acquired, but
Yeah.
I acquired them through the whiskey auctioneers in UK.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's the.
Back years ago, pre-COVID.
So this one right here.
That was a question that I asked on the podcast. Y'all never did answer. Is what discerns American whiskey from Irish whiskey as far as the distillation and the grains.
Yeah,
The big primary differences.
She had answered that earlier,
Nash,
but she can answer it again.
The primary differences are that Irish whiskey has to be distilled in Ireland, has to be distilled on the island of Ireland. The other big one is there isn't the restrictions for the cask types. The regulations just are that it has to be aged in a wood cask. It doesn't say what kind of wood cask it has to be. So it doesn't have to be oak, doesn't have to be new oak. You can just, I've got some that are in wild cherry wood, acacia wood, mulberry. Method Madness does a lot of experimentation with their wood casks.
All right, what I'm actually trying to get at is, can I actually distill? I know it wouldn't be called Irish whiskey, but to get this flavor and the taste that Irish whiskey has,
barley.
How would I go about distilling? What grains would I have to use?
Barley.
If you were unless you were doing a single grain in a column still, it would need to be malted barley or unmalted barley. The other big thing that you're going to run into is because you said you're in South Carolina.
Yeah.
A little bit different climate than Ireland.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you would not.
Then,
you're going to get a lot of flavor real quick.
You'd have to send it up to me, Nash.
In the barrel.
Nash, you'd have to send up to me in Ohio. We're closer to the climate.
To make sure that it tastes like that. Because, that's just something I'd like to play with. Maybe coming up to some,
you could make something similar. Yeah.
Yeah. And just try to see what flavors I could get out of it.
Yeah. See, there are some virgin. I have a few virgin oak finished Irish. So if you wanted to do a virgin oak cask, you could season a cask.
Well, I've got a couple of seasoned casks, like 5 gallon and 2.5 gallon barrels already that I've already aged some stuff in that are just waiting for something new to go into. So I was just trying to think about what I could do this spring and summer, because it's just now starting to get warm enough for me to make the mash.
So
I think most people probably know, like green spot, red breast, 50% malted barley, 50% unmalted barley. Just use those.
So Stacy, the reason why
go ahead, Jeff.
American single malt isn't so, I think it's a category that is definitely good, but doesn't the beer industry use all the malt? Isn't that the barley? To get the barley here is kind of rough. Like a lot of people will import the barley and they'll make a single malt, but there's nobody specifically just mass producing like Ireland does because of the fact that the malted barley is used for beer. Now, is that right or is that wrong?
It depends on what you mean by the mass scale. I know Talnua Distillery in Arvada, Colorado. They're actually America's first dedicated American single pot distillery. And they do use Colorado barley. They do a 50-50 blend of unmalted to malted barley. But they're also not selling outside of Colorado. You would basically have to go to a store in Colorado or the distillery to get it.
So
as far as widespread 50 states, I think Stranahan's is probably the only company I know that does that.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I was about to say is the malted barley, because I've already got 25 pounds of malted barley, and it was a lot more expensive than the other grains that I had purchased.
Malted barley is not cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
But barley
Casey,
is used to produce beer, and in the United States, that's
Yeah.
why it's just they use up so much of it. I mean, I knew this a little bit because I'm from Milwaukee originally, and I've seen the barley.
Yeah.
I mean, it's massive, and to be able to get into that, they're like, Anheuser-Busch, Miller, they're not letting you get their part of the stock.
Yeah.
And actually, the whiskey industry is kind of putting an impact on the beer industry, because now you're seeing crystal malt used in whiskey and chocolate malt used in whiskey.
Yes.
I've got a bottle behind me that's chocolate malt.
Oh, wow.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
they're starting to get into those different kind of malts that have traditionally only been used in beer.
I got a bottle of Woodford Reserve that's chocolate malt.
Yeah. I've got a Copeland back here.
we had so I went, so the distillery that's really close to me is Gervasi, and they do a distiller circle. So you get to do a run on a pot still where everybody puts in for the mash bill, and then it's 4 times a year. Then you basically do the cook, and then you do the barrel fill. It's just like a 4-time process of making the whiskey. And so I saw the chocolate malt, I saw the crystal malt, and I was asking them about that, and then they kind of explained it to me. But like you said, it was reserved for that, but they can get some, but it's not like you can produce a major brand with it here in the United States. Nobody's done it yet, right? I mean,
Teeling has done a crystal malt.
No, but I'm saying a major, but that's an Irish.
I don't know of any.
Yeah, but here in the States, nobody's able to do that because I don't think there's enough to do it.
I don't know of any here.
Right. Okay. You answered my question.
So, Stacey,
I've got
Stacey, back to Irish whiskey. What is your favorite Jameson bottle?
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
So this was a special pick that was done from Middleton Ale Club.
We don't have that bottle.
No, it was picked. Yeah, it was picked by Kevin O'Gorman, and it's ex-bourbon barrels, virgin American oak barrels, old roasted sherry butts. It tastes like coconut macaroons. It's so good.
So
59.4%.
So when are we coming? When are we coming down to be on your podcast?
Yeah, doesn't have to be left.
I would love to have you.
Oh, that'd be great.
Anytime.
So
I'd love to send. I'd love to send you guys some Irish whiskey.
No, we would like to come down and just be directly part of it. I mean, don't send us.
Yeah, we'll get into some stuff.
I'm always up for a road
Stacey,
trip.
are you going to be at the cigar event Sunday?
I can. I have a Shamrock Club meeting on Sunday for our Irish Club. It's our last meeting before the parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be at that, unfortunately.
So where are you going to be Tuesday?
Tuesday, starting at 9 a.m. I'll be at St. Patrick's. Then I'll be in the parade. So yeah, we walk in the parade. Then I'll be at the Convention Center for the Irish Family Reunion, and then probably at the Hibernian Hall, then at the Shamrock Club of Columbus. So we'll see from there how long I last, but yeah.
It's been a long day. Day.
Yeah, we had our first event actually this last Friday, where we started early. We actually had breakfast at Burns Pub for Get Behind the Bad. And then we were painting shamrocks at Broad and High in downtown Columbus.
Yeah, man. This time of year for you is crazy. I know what you're. I don't even. It's like when I talked to Pat the other day. He was like, "I'm trying to figure out like this and that," and Martin's over in freaking Ireland, so it's like I can't imagine how much stuff.
I saw Pat. Last time I saw Pat, I told him that you were interested in doing another podcast with him.
And And we talked, and he's like, Chris, I would love to, but we are so. I get it. This time of year it's all about getting ready, and that tent and setting up everything he sets up, and it takes a lot of time, and I don't. Yeah,
it's the entire month of March for him because we had the breakfast there. Then he had the Irishman of the Year party just yesterday there.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, he'll be after March. He'll be wide open.
I'll go down this weekend. It's a good time this weekend for sure.
I just wanted to say, Irishman of the Year, and Jeff wasn't entered into that.
Whatever.
After the post that he made.
Yeah. After the AI video that he made of the Irishman.
So you guys,
people that didn't look like
I can. Hey, so you haven't seen it, Stacy, but I will share it right now. Here we go.
See it, Stacy?
Here it goes.
It's so bad.
Oh gosh.
Where did it go?
Oh my God, we're sharing.
All right, here we go. Okay, so I have to go out. That's just the picture.
I
Now,
can't believe I was
but the video is awesome.
Wow.
This cracked.
Stacy,
this cracked my wife up so bad.
It was not me. That was not.
No,
me.
that's you as a leprechaun. It's you as a leprechaun. Now watch this, Stacy.
That
Watch.
was not me.
Watch. This is awesome. Here we go.
Oh wow.
Yep. Just beat the crap out of each other. I love how it put my cap on your head, CT. All right, I'll stop sharing.
How the hell did I get a backwards hat?
We're not saying it, Jeff.
Did you see it, Stacy? Stacy,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was funny.
All right. Yeah, Nash has seen it before.
Stacy, so you're saying I'm not going to see you.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not going to see you this weekend. See?
Yes.
I'm not going to see you this weekend, then all the way through.
Maybe Saturday. I might pop into Burns on Saturday.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we have it a bit early, but I might pop into Burns after that.
Okay, all right. Saturday, I can. Yeah. All right, I want to try to do that. So
You're going, if you go to Fido, that event is going to be great. Fido's food.
That's Sunday.
Fantastic.
Can't you come to that?
I can't have the meeting. Well, I have a meeting and then I have my own live streams at 6 o'clock on Sundays on YouTube.
It ends at 6:30. we could start it at the event, and then you could leave and like do it in the parking lot. I'd help you.
Well, let me think about it. It would be the first time I've
Listen, if you do your podcast Sunday at 6 o'clock at Fido, I am 100% staying to be a part of it.
Okay.
I will make sure, and I'll get Austin. Austin is going to be Maver. He's in. He doesn't even know what he's in.
So CT,
This week I've got some adjustment. Next week, my guest is Jason, so I can't. But this week I can make it happen.
We can make it happen.
So this bottle of Whistler, the Barbados rum cask finish at 122.68, I think that's my favorite of all time as far as Irish whiskey. I mean, the body's huge.
I like that Barbados from them. That was good.
I mean, it is sweet. It is just the right amount of sweet to go with the Irish whiskey. You know what I'm saying? It's like Irish whiskey straight up, like the regular Jamesons or whatever. It's not sweet. It's just like what a regular bourbon isn't sweet. It just basically tastes like bourbon whiskey. This tastes like Irish whiskey with just enough sweetness to it where it's not over sweet, but it's just almost like perfect. And if you've ever, I know, Stacy, you don't know that much about me, but I used to be a rum guy before I knew anything. but I was a rum guy because I should have been a pirate. If during pirate times, I definitely would have been, because I can drink a lot of rum. I'm all right with whiskey, but I can drink a lot of rum without it affecting me. I mean, that's like Irish whiskey affects me way more than bourbon, but rum doesn't affect me to the point where I just remember drinking bottles of it and then waking up the next day and feeling like I didn't even drink. It was that. It's just how it affects me. It's enough to do, but this is fantastic. A fantastic bottle.
I like that one. I think that the proof helps because it balances out that sweetness.
Perfect.
You guys were mentioning that Tullamore Dew, the rum one. I'm not a fan of that one, but this Whistler one, Boan Distillery knows what they're doing, and this Whistler one, it's really good.
What'd you think of the Tullamore Dew 12-year?
I like the 12.
Yeah, the 12-year for the price point for
It's
me, it's solid. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those
It
again
really
that's
is.
like pretty
I like-
good for the price.
I like to tell them more to 12-year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the 12's a good pour.
yeah.
That Whistler's
And
a
it's about $50 to $60 a bottle.
Yeah, it's like 50 something here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Whistlers, honestly, those are a steal for the price that they are. For the
Yeah.
$24.99 for that.
So how
Whistler
much is the do they have the Barbados cask finish, cask strength anymore?
I'm not sure if it's still out.
But that
I
one,
don't
that's
think
a
so. I think those are pretty
12-year
well
with
gone.
almost 2.5 years in the rum barrel. So we're talking 14 years in the barrel. And I think that was less than $100, if I'm not mistaken.
The Whistler, yeah.
It was
really reasonable.
Yeah, I think it was like 70.
75 bucks.
Yep. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's a good deal. That one was my favorite too. I actually prefer the rum over the PX.
Hey, real quick before we finish, I had a very serious topic I wanted to cover with you guys. And we didn't get to talk about it on the podcast. Brought to my attention at a bar recently that Guinness, did you know that when you buy a can of Guinness, the little ball inside of it, that little nitrogen filled ball?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you know about that ball?
No.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, it's pretty extensive. So I just
Yep.
want you to know that ball in 1994, the United Kingdom was rated the greatest invention over one major. You know what that other thing was? 1994.
What?
The internet.
The internet.
I would agree with that.
I would agree.
In
Oh,
1994,
sexy.
the Queen of England rated. There was a whole big thing about this, and Guinness, that stupid nitrogen ball, which actually started as a disc, turned into a ball.
Yeah.
Was the number one invention. I forget how they ranked it, but that's pretty freaking awesome. Like
That's super cool.
it's like,
No.
I was like, I wanted to say that in the podcast and I forgot about it.
So when you deal with anybody who's drank Guinness in Ireland, and I come from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'm Miller. I grew up with Genuine Draft and Miller Lite and everything in Milwaukee, and when you think about it, it's just kind of like nobody drank Anheuser-Busch in Milwaukee. They all drank Miller. They couldn't sell Budweiser anywhere because of the marketing aspect of it. But it also comes down to when you only got to ship it 10 miles to a liquor store, opposed to now that I live in Ohio and you got to ship it 7.5 hours and 490 miles. It makes a difference with beer. It's the same thing shipping it across an ocean And what that
Yep.
did with that ball is release the carbonation when you open it. And I remember in 1994, my brother-in-law, who had drank Guinness many times in Ireland, because growing up in Ireland, that's what they did. And he always talked about that you could get the barrels that would be stored down below in cellar temperature and then served to you at that temperature which they were used to in Ireland, which was still, he would say, not quite as good. But when they came up with that little ball and you could pop that ball and do that right there, he said that's as close as you could get to having Guinness in Ireland. I mean, he even.
I would agree with that.
wow.
It's better in Ireland.
Yeah.
And I don't know if those, I guess they still ship those from Ireland. I know the kegs they make in Baltimore. Like all the
Yeah.
Guinness would get in kegs. There's a brewery in Baltimore, but yeah, I would agree with that. The Guinness is better there. It's the closest in that can that I found.
Well, that head that they're trying to create,
Yeah.
and that the nitrogen did was just different. Here's the other killer fact for Guinness that I did not know until today when I was doing some research. The Guinness Book of World Records
Mhm.
was created. Do you know how it was created?
Nope.
It was created to settle pub arguments in 1954.
Oh my God.
Sounds about right.
Oh yeah.
But what a cool fact for Guinness. Like that's I feel like that should be a known fact. Like that's pretty damn cool.
That's awesome right there.
So Guinness is also the sponsor of the Six Nations rugby tournament that's going on right now. So go Ireland.
Where is that on? Is that on
Go
ESPN?
It's on Peacock. They live stream them on Peacock. So mind you, with the time change, you're getting up usually around 9-10 a.m. on a Saturday to watch rugby.
So that is when
Fiji
you need to
really
be
good
at
at
Burns Pub, right? 9-10 a.m. for the.
They do. They stream them.
No, I know.
They do.
I've been there.
Yeah. That's good this year.
Who is?
I'm hoping.
Who's
Yeah, Italy's been. No, it's France that's been kind of killing it. But
I feel like Fiji, didn't they win a few years ago?
Ireland won, yeah, like 2 years ago. Yeah, they won they won 2 in a row. But yeah, we lost a lot of players this year.
I mean, you can't win them all because everybody else plays.
I know, but you'd like to. It's in March.
No, but if you won them all, what good would it be? You know what I mean? You need to have the loser things to make, like us in Cleveland right now. I'm a Packer fan, as you can tell, but the Browns have sucked for so long. But if they can figure it out at one point, it will be the best time ever for the people in Ohio if they win a Super Bowl and they put it all together, because it's been so long that they haven't. I know what it's like in Green Bay from like the 70s all the way till the 90s. We sucked, and then all of a sudden you got better, but you didn't get it. But when that first Super Bowl in 96 happened, there's nothing like it. I mean, yeah, they won. Still, it was good when they won, but it wasn't like that first one. And it's the same thing with anything else. It's just like, I've always like thought about it. It's just kind of like, if there wasn't bad whiskey, then what would we compare against good whiskey? You know what I mean? You need bad whiskeys to have good whiskeys. It's just that simple.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for having me on. I have to.
Thanks for coming on.
Go.
Yeah, me too.
Guys.
So Stacy, one last question. What do you do for a living?
I'm a project manager for a telecommunications company.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a plant manager for a recycling company, so I understand.
Very good.
Lots of.
I'm a fire
Stacy, I'll see you Saturday.
service owner.
Oh yes.
All right.
Hopefully see you Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
All right. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Cheers.
Yep.
All right.
All right,
I'm
guys.
putting my liqueur 43 up and going home.
All right, guys.
You are home.
Yeah, I'm going to bed too. I gotta get
Matt,
up.
Stacy, Tiny,
Recording stopped.
You got it.
GT.
I stopped it on
All right,
Facebook.
guys.
All right, cheers, guys.
Hey, Matt,
out.
stay
Cheers,
on a
guys.
sec.
We'll see you later.
Matt, stay on a sec.
Yeah.
All right. So we got to talk. We got to. So we got to get our seats together. So see if you can do something as far as sitting together on the plane.
Yeah, look at that. We gotta pick our seats soon. I gotta get on there.
Yeah. See if you could pick them together since you bought them.
Yeah,
If
I'll have to
you
look it up.
if you can't, let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta find my tickets on our email. I haven't even looked at anything lately.
Good
Hey,
night.
Chris. Nice
Yep.
seeing you,
See you.
brother.
See you later, Chris.
Peace.
Love you, brother.
See you, man. See you guys. I don't even know how
See
to
ya.
freaking log off for this thing.
Hit end. It's end. There's a little end. Yeah, so we got to get our shit together so we can travel together. So the only two people are going to be down there.
Ride to the airport at 3:30 because my parents are out of state.
Can't we get Jimmy to just take us?
Yes, Jimmy.
Tell him I'll give him a bottle of Lillian if he takes us.
I'll see him tomorrow for beer night, so I'll let him know.
Yeah, and then also I should come up on Wednesday night and just spend the night so we can just go when we go.
Probably be easiest.
Yep, and then I'll just park the truck where it needs to be parked so it's not in Shauna's way.
You do that.
Yeah, and then we'll just whatever. And then when we get home at 12 o'clock on Sunday night, I'll just drive home. So
Sounds like a plan.
So you're a lot younger than me, right? So I challenge you that when on Sunday, when we're coming home, to party the whole way home.
I don't.
What?
I gotta work on a Monday morning.
So do you think I don't have to work on Monday either? And you're going to be home, and I'm going to drive a truck home another hour. So I'm still challenge you.
Right.
So
let's see what we can find at the airport. Right?
I mean, for God's sakes, do you ever record on weeknights?
I do sometimes. Not lately. Lately, I've been just doing 10, 11, and 12-hour days, so it's been kind of busy. I haven't even put out a video in 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I've been busy, man. I haven't had time to do any of it.
Okay. All right. I get it. You're making money. You should make money.
Right.
This is going to be fun. I've done this before, so I do have some knowledge for us to navigate quicker. You know what I mean? So what kind of content are you looking for down there?
I'm gonna try to do some reels while we're wandering around.
Okay.
Maybe pop a video, see if we can get Macaulay on for a minute and have it make it live or something.
So his dinner's
cool.
$150 on Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you want to do. You let me know. You give me your email. I'll forward you I'll just forward it to you tomorrow morning, and you let me know what you're looking at to do. Okay? I'm not trying to break you. Don't feel pressure. I guarantee you we can figure shit to do.
Yeah, it should be easy down there, man. There's all kinds of cool stuff.
Oh yeah. We can hit brands. Let's hit Heaven's Door hard if they're down there.
That would be awesome. That would be really awesome.
You know, I have no problem doing dual podcasts. I'm going to bring the podcast shit, and if I got a podcast, we'll podcast. If we don't, I'll just have it. So I think you can bring a carry-on and a backpack, right?
To be honest with you, I gotta look because I don't even know what the hell I got.
Okay.
I
Well,
just kind of looked at it and was like, okay, we're good.
we're going, and we're just going to play it by ear because, I mean, if we want to wander off with Macaulay, I mean, it's just how comfortable you'll be in New Orleans because that guy goes out on, I mean, on Wednesday he's doing his cemetery tour, which was $70, and then Thursday night is his dinner, which is $150.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that did sound really cool.
it does. If you want to do it, I'm in. If you don't, we're just gonna party on Bourbon Street. Me and you, we'll just go out.
That was kind of my
We'll
thought. So
drink
if
a
I get
bunch.
something
We'll
to
drink
do-
a bunch of absinthe. We're gonna try and hook up with Rebecca and Royce from Neely. She said they're gonna be down there, so that should be fun. I never actually hung out and partied with them. I'd like to do that. There's a bunch of people who were there last time who won't be, but then I think we should. My opinion is we should stick together, and I'll record you, you record me, kind of thing, and you know I'm going to be wearing the. I'm going to be in New Orleans with fucking Ray-Bans on most of the time because I can record anything I see, but at the same time I'll still use my phone and we'll record a bunch of shit. And if I'll record you and then I'll just send it to you for your reels and you record me and we just keep doing reel after reel. And I've never been around you. So what level of shit-faced can we get?
No, I'm usually pretty responsible for the most part.
But we're in.
I think Stephen Fonte is going to be there too.
Oh, that'll be awesome. We'll smoke some fucking. I'll bring my cigar thing and we'll smoke some Yellowstones and some of those Rocky Patels with him again. Yeah, they were there last.
He texted me last time he was down here in Columbus too, so I have his number, so we can hit him up.
The other people who are down there that were down there last time is I know Connor O'Driscoll from Heaven Hill. I've done pics with him and he kind of knows who I am. And then Chicken Cock is doing something without Greg or what. There's a Chicken Cock thing. Just look at what you're interested in and we'll fucking rock it.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
At one point,
Look at who it's all going to. That'll be fun.
have you ever had this Whistler with the Barbados? Did you taste it that day?
The Rumcast is fantastic.
It's just so good. I mean, I just don't look at that
That
bottle.
was the first thing I had with you when I got there.
Look, yeah, look at that bottle. How much is left? And it's just like that's 2 years ago. And I love this whiskey, but you know as well as I do, you know, we can't drink a shit ton of whiskey. We taste, we drink you can drink beer. That's probably why you produce the beer because you can drink way more beer than you can of the whiskey, right?
You can only have 3 10-ounce pours of 16% beer, and I'm like, okay, let me get a pizza, bro, and I need food.
So, all right. So you're in charge of food. I'll be in charge of the liquor.
I'm down with that.
I can get you. We're gonna. So, are you planning? So they have single barrel picks there, right?
I got to get one of the blunt blends and the honey barrels from Macaulay and
Dark
a handful
Arts
of stuff I'm looking for.
Yeah. So what are you looking as far as? I mean, so you haven't. You're like me. Haven't bought shit this year yet, but you're gonna buy what you need to buy when you're down there.
Kind of my thought. I might pack a bag to wrap my clothes around bottles and put it in there to give it back with. Was kind of my thought.
Last time
Easiest way.
Yeah. Last time I think I brought 3 bottles back. Yeah. I'll have it in my carry-on. I'm not going to buy a shit ton down there. I'll just buy what I think's fantastic. Macaulay, I'll call him out. So Thursday, I'm having Tracy and Barb, who run the festival, on the podcast. I sent them the invitation tonight. So make sure you come on afterwards and ask all your questions.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, man, at one point, we're just going to have to team up and own Ohio. Just like,
I'm down.
I
need to start making more time to like start the videos and start promoting more.
If we team up,
I'm hoping I can get.
If we team up where we do what we're doing and we team up, we probably can do more. I got 2 people trying to produce shorts for me right now, and both of them are not doing what I want. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right, brother. This is going to be, I mean, fuck. On Thursday, we're a week away.
That's going to be awesome.
No, it's going to be phenomenal.
You doing a live down there?
Hell,
On Thursday, next Thursday, you doing a live down there?
we'll do what we can do. You know what I mean? If it makes sense, we'll do lives. We'll do a podcast. We'll do everything we can do. So the way I look at it, always, everything will come to you. You know what I mean? You just have the stuff to do it. When we were going down, we went to Old Carter first and stopped off with Christy and Mark, and we were just hanging out. And then we went over to Whiskey Thief to do a podcast. When we got there, Lisa Roper Wicker and Walter were there. And they were like, I don't know if we want to do a podcast. I'm like, okay, let's just hang. And we were supposed to do a 5 o'clock podcast. We ended up doing a 7 o'clock podcast. And it was a fantastic podcast. So just all we're gonna always when you're out and about, you just let it come to you. And then I'll call on my friend to order us pizzas when we get too drunk. When I was in Louisville, he's in Wisconsin. He's just like, I'll order you Godfather pizza. I'm like, what? He goes, I'll just order it and Uber it over to you, for Uber Eats. He orders it, and I went down, picked it up, and had a pizza.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
That is
amazing.
killer.
It's amazing what technology can do. So we'll just, once we're there, we'll Uber wherever. But one thing we got to do is we got to hit the old Absinthe House. I'm telling you. It was phenomenal. We'll get some fucking really good shorts out of it. They like light it on fire. They give it to you. And last time we were there just for one. I'm all for going there with Rebecca and Royce and just getting fucked up on absinthe.
That sounds good to me.
No, but we'll
I met Royce at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. He was super nice. He wouldn't open up the absinthe to let me try it. And I'm like, okay, well, I bought one and I just opened it with a bunch of people. It was fun.
Just so you know, he hunted me down and gave me the bottle. He's like, Tiny, I need you to have this absinthe.
That's awesome.
So, anyways, I'm gonna.
Absinthe is fantastic.
What?
It's really good.
Their absinthe?
Absinthe is really good.
Yeah, it's It's fantastic. I'll give you lots of details when we're flying down in the morning on Thursday about all the shit I know. It's just like there's so much shit that happens in this industry, and all I gotta say is you got the right. You're smart. It's all about promoting the good stuff, right? Nothing about promoting anything bad.
Oh yeah.
And that's all I've ever been about, and that's all you're about. So I think at this point, it's going to be fucking awesome. This trip's going to be awesome. I appreciate you
It's
going.
gonna be a blast, man. I can't wait.
I appreciate you going with me, and I almost had Nash coming to split the hotel, but the one thing we got to figure out is how we handle Randy, because Randy Ford's coming. Normally he.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, in Kentucky, I couldn't even find him for 2 days. He was just gone. I don't know where he was.
Yeah, he was torturing me. You will find him in seconds here in New Orleans. But he's going to be a part of the
job. I have bottles for you. You got to find me. And I was like, okay. And then I ended up talking to Brad Bonds and a bunch of people and totally forgot I was supposed to find them. And then we had some kind of buffalo chicken nachos that were pretty damn good. And I don't know. I never found them. So I was like, well, he called me on his way home and me and Steve were on the road and he goes, where'd you go? I'm like, I was looking for you. And then I learned that they had chicken nachos and I just kind of ate. And then I had no idea. We went home. It was fun.
You like seafood?
Not too much, but
like
a little bit.
What do you like? Do you like it a little bit? What's the little bit?
I like crab cakes.
We will have crab cakes. It's one of my favorite things. I ordered, oh my God, it was a filet at Greg Schneider in Indiana with Al at Amore. He made a filet crab cake, blue crab cake fucking dish that was fucking amazing. But crab cakes in New Orleans, they're so good. No breading, not like Ohio crab cakes. They're just like phenomenal. So if you like crab cakes, we'll be able to get that. You like lobster?
Sounds good to me. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Lobster rolls are okay. I'm not like the biggest fan of lobster.
No problem.
My aunt was in Massachusetts. We used to catch lobster down the street and then put them in the smoker. And they're good when they're smoked, but I don't like them boiled and all that stuff. It's different. I don't know.
Yeah, it is different. All right. So, but we'll definitely, there's some really cool restaurants that I know of already that were fantastic when we were down there last time. So, all right, man. I will end this and I'm looking forward to it. See you on Thursday.
That sounds good.
All right.
All right. We'll see you.
All right. Love you, brother.
Good night, bro.
All right. Good night.
Love you, bro. Bye.
All right. That is fucking phenomenal. Let's just have coffee.
you. All right, that's good. Let's pee and do the thing.